subscribe to our channel.
Welcome, everybody, to the Analyst Desk. I scared Dan there. I saw him jump in my peripheral vision. But it is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst. And we saw some teams hit the go train today as their seasons wrapped up in the NFL. But we got to talk and introduce the amazing panel we have for today. Of course, we have Mr. More for your money.
Woo! Hello, everyone.
And paging Dr. Boy, Dr. Birthday Boy, Adam.
Dr. Boy is bad. I don't like that at all. And it was
Do you not know what
yesterday.
that's from?
No, clearly.
Right, you never watched
like,
Archer because you won't listen to my advice.
I don't like being
Arch is good.
Dr. Boy.
Paging
Arch is
Dr.
good.
Boy, Dr. Birthday Boy.
Arch is a good show, 100%.
But
I definitely don't like that.
we have a lot to talk about today, guys. We got to talk about both the games in the NFL championship round. We got to break down what happened with the Leafs. We got to break down
Well, we
William
don't have to
Nylander
do that.
giving everyone the
Pretty
bird.
easy.
Bird. Birder's the word. Bird.
I just think Nylander just wanted KFC. That's all.
Kentucky
Yeah,
Fried
that's probably Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And we got a lot to talk about. So let's quickly touch base on the Broncos.
Maybe he's waving a Larry Bird.
Broncos versus Patriots. The worst conference champion final game I've watched in NFL history,
That
but
was
someone had to win,
horrendous.
and the
That was
Patriots won.
horrendous. That was
And
so
I'm
bad.
curious about your guys' take on this, and I already am going to start our lovely evening off with the donkey butt. Broncos are up 7. 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
If they kick the field goal, they win that game.
Yeah.
Gas or ass.
Gas.
You would have won up 10-0 on a rookie quarterback who didn't look very good to start. Never mind, start game. He didn't look good the whole game.
Gas.
Yeah. I feel like it depends. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard because I think it becomes harder for them down 10-0, especially in that environment. And then how that game, like, especially with the weather, how it developed later in the game. because I feel like that differs New England's approach than what they had in the fourth quarter. Because the game wasn't great. New England didn't play particularly great. Yeah, I would agree. I feel like it changes how they approach the whole game, the rest of the game, than how they did with how the score was at that point. But yeah, it's very interesting.
What do you think, Dan? Because I said at the time, kick the field goal, and we were watching the game. You at the time said go for it on fourth down.
Well, in hindsight, it was very different at the beginning of the game because the quarterback of the 3-year wonder in the practice roster threw a touchdown in first opening drive. So I assumed he was capable of getting a first down throughout the rest of the game. But I guess I was wrong.
I don't think you can blame. I don't really blame him on that game, though. I think he gave his team a chance.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
he
not
did a lot better
on the game.
He did a lot better than I expected him to.
100% he did. I'm not blaming him.
He did so well.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
He's
Welcome
not a
back.
fraud.
Welcome back to the desk, Leafs man 222. And Drake Fraud May. And Drake May has been a very odd playoff run. You look at Sam Darnold, for example, who I think has been phenomenal in these playoffs. Adam, you got a birthday wish in the chat.
It was yesterday. Happy belated birth. Or which one is one
belated
after 10? It's belated. Because my birthday was yesterday.
And Lane, very true.
Dan was me an early birthday. Dan did it late. I mean, no, not Dan did it. Lane did it late. Like
better late than never, but never late is better.
True.
They say time is money. Let's spend it together. I'm
You
down
fancy,
for whatever.
Huh?
You just lead the way. We can go out for dinner. Y'all don't need to pay.
You fancy, huh?
Drake.
You fancy, huh?
But no, and the reason why I want to start off with that field goal situation right off the top. I also feel the Rams made a mistake on 4th and 4 with about 4.5 minutes left, not just kicking the field goal. That's a very different drive.
I disagree with that.
Hear me out.
True, Lane. It's true. You did do me a beautiful song. It was beautiful.
It's a very different drive there by the Rams if they're only down by 1 point instead of 4. Maybe if they're only down 1, Seattle tries a very long field goal and misses it, and then they're starting from the 50. I think we've seen it so much in the playoffs this year. Just take the damn points. Take the points.
No roots in the NFL, bud.
But Dan, if they kicked the field goal, the Rams would have been down 1.
Yeah.
And potentially then Seattle.
Why would they lose by 104?
And I finished, Dan.
Sir.
Seattle, when they punted the ball, were in field goal range. If they were only leading by 1, I actually think they try to kick a field goal there to try to go up by 4. To make it where the Rams would have needed a touchdown. So what if they go for that field goal, miss that field goal, the Rams get the ball at the 50, down 1. This could be we could be having a very different conversation right now about how the Rams just made a crazy comeback. We could be. I'm just saying I think teams need to start not taking field goals as failures.
I give LA a lot of credit and a lot of respect for what they did tonight and how close the game they made it. But at the end of the day, I think the best team won.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying I think NFL you can go to the Bears, you can go to the Bills. So many teams that lost if they just took some field goals instead of going on 4th down gambles, they're maybe winning games.
I do agree with that.
I think teams just like to be more aggressive. I think the teams were just trying to be more aggressive than they needed to be.
They needed to be. That's 100%.
They definitely were more they were too aggressive at times. But it's it's understandable why I guess they were as aggressive as they were.
Totally agree with that comment.
And it is kind of like going down swinging versus going down looking on a strikeout. I get it. But back to the comment section from Leafs man 222. If Josh Allen won the game, we'd be in the Super Bowl right now, 100%. There would be no way Drake May would have made it through Josh Allen. And
I know.
Honestly, the only thing would be is then the game would have been in New England and not Denver. And then you wouldn't have the snow game. But yeah, I do think
I think New England have more snow than Denver, to be honest.
I do think I do actually. Yeah, that's also true, Dan.
Yeah, we
So I
were
guess
talking
Houston would
about
be
it
right.
only started snowing like late in the third. Like it was only a snow game for like one quarter, and it was already
100%.
bad enough as it was. The snow
Like
didn't
we were
help. It
talking
made the
to
game
our
worse.
We were talking to our viewer down in Philadelphia, and he said the snow was horrible, and New England's not that far from Philadelphia.
Yeah, no, the snow would have definitely been worse. Like
100% would have been worse.
It would have been a very interesting game to say the least in New England, but it would have been like, I think either way, this game was terrible.
Was
and
bad.
like, I know people like to see games in the snow, but this game was just so bad. I'm just like, how could you enjoy that? Like that game was
hard to watch.
It was hard to watch before it even started snowing.
Well, that's the thing.
I had a great nap.
watch in general.
I actually don't feel Drake May has had. I don't feel Drake May's had a great playoffs. I know he's won.
No.
I know he's winning.
No.
And they don't ask how.
He's
they ask how
surviving.
many. And
he's barely surviving.
You know, Adam, I would say that. I agree with you there. He's surviving. He is finding a way to make one play when he needs it. However, I do agree with the comment section that I think if the Bills beat the Broncos, I do think the Bills would have beat the Patriots. However, I don't think the Bills would have beat the Seahawks. I think the Rams gave the Seahawks everything they had today.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Matthew Stafford played his best game he's played the entire playoffs.
I agree.
But then Sam Darnold just said, hold my beer that I barely look old enough to drink in America, and I'm going to go and outplay you. And Sam Darnold played absolutely phenomenal.
Sam Darnold's 28. It's not that young.
I love
No, I'm saying he looks young.
I
he
love
once
him
again proved just how good he is. Like mind
and how
you, like
stupid
I remember
Minnesota
seeing the stats.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the stats like or near the end of the game. Like he had 2 tutties and 6 interceptions against the Rams in the regular season. Then threw 3 with no mistakes. Like I feel like that's something that he's done a really good job at times. Darnold is even if he makes mistakes, he moves on from his mistakes.
It doesn't affect his whole game.
A good thing. Yeah, I think a good thing tonight was, and you saw, like, I think that week, the longer break for him was good. Like, he had a good break, and, like, you could see it wasn't as affecting him as much as it was last week. Yeah. And I think that really helped. Now it's going to be an extra week he has off before they play in the Super Bowl, and it's like, how much more healthy is he going to be in that game than he was tonight, and how much should New England be worried about that? Because Darnold didn't look afraid to launch it at all.
Sam Darnold finished 25 for 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. By the way, Matthew Stafford did go 22 for 35, 374, and 3 touchdowns. Like both of these quarterbacks played phenomenal. And you know what? Both the 2 star receivers between Nacua and JSN had very, very solid games. Nacua going 9 receptions, 165 and a TD. JSN going 10 receptions, 153 and a TD. So
now, mind you,
the star player
still has Cooper Kupp too, and Cooper Kupp didn't I know he didn't have much of an impact in this game, but there is still Cooper Kupp.
You know what though? I would say Cooper Kupp had a pretty good game. Like he's not your main guy.
He wasn't as noticeable as what I should say. He wasn't as.
He did get the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, he did.
He just didn't. He didn't have the more noticeable game because of course JSN had over 100 receiving yards in the first half or something like that. It was incredible his game.
Yeah, it was
he was incredible.
But I mean, I'm very. That I will say, I think the Super Bowl has a lot to live up to after how good the Rams Seahawks game. I think that game almost felt like the Super Bowl to me.
It did.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Patriots are better than what I think they are. I just don't. I think the Patriots
can make it a game.
I think the Patriots have had a very good schedule for this playoff run, and they won enough games in the regular season that they got this schedule, and good on them. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm not even criticizing it, but I feel the Seahawks have had this Rams game was a tough game to get through. Like, this game could have gone either way. Legitimately. You had 2 amazing quarterbacks. You know, like the Rams, you go down and you look like Devontae Adams had a phenomenal game as well with 89 yards and a TD. And you just a phenomenal game overall. I do think, though, the Seahawks are just showing that they really are the real deal. And I want to get to a comment section in a second. But I want to ask you guys this. How dumb does Minnesota feel right now?
Very dumb.
I don't know.
You let Darnold walk.
Yeah.
And he's young.
Yeah.
It's not like if Aaron Rodgers went and did this, I'd be like, well, the Vikings are looking to build for the future, not now. Fine, whatever. But you let go a quarterback that I think could end up winning the Super Bowl MVP next week if he puts on another performance like that. Yeah. And to keep a guy like JJ McCarthy as your starter who clearly isn't ready.
No.
I think the Vikings could maybe be where Seattle is if they kept Darnold.
I'll say it again because I said it before when we've had this conversation. Mm-hmm. Minnesota, for bad or worse, they felt like they were going to be fine with JJ as their starter. For better or for worse, that's what they thought. They clearly just wanted Darnold for a year. Like that's their decision. For better or for worse, they made that choice. And it's a choice they felt was the best decision for their organization. It doesn't look great, but it's what they felt was best. We don't know what really went into that decision, but it doesn't look particularly great. But there's a reason they made the choice at the end of the day. Sure. And I don't think anybody expected Sam Darnold to be this good after last year's playoffs. Last year's playoffs was not great for Darnold, but that's also because Minnesota as a team,
that offensive line of Minnesota is suspect.
Yeah, their team wasn't particularly great. Minnesota's team. I don't think anybody expected them to win a playoff game. They shouldn't have probably even been in the playoffs. I think they outperformed their record. I don't think they were as good as the record suggested. But he's shown that with good protection and a good team around him, he could do this. I don't think it would have been the same in Minnesota because I don't think that Minnesota team was particularly great. Would they have improved it with Sam Darnold there? Well, we've seen just how bad they performed this year. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would have even changed with Darnold there. I don't think their issues were exactly quarterback. Their only issue wasn't quarterback.
It wasn't their only issue, but I think they're at least a playoff team if they kept Darnold. I'll put it that way. Seattle's got the whole package. They got the great running game, really solid defense, good receivers, and now with Sam Darnold, he was the missing piece because Geno Smith clearly wasn't it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
And I actually remember in Oakland. That team was bad.
Oh, and Dan, I remember you, and I'm sorry, Dan, I'm going to call you out a little bit. You were not happy as a Seahawks fan when they let Geno Smith walk.
Well, I wasn't, but then when I saw they replaced him with Sam Darnold, I was like, okay. But at first, I was like, what are you doing, bro? Because does Geno Smith the MVP? No. Did he win games? Yeah, he was okay, right? So I didn't know who they're going to replace him with. Once I saw they replaced him with Sam Darnold, I'm like, okay, that's a nice upgrade. But if you don't know who you're replacing, then you're going to be upset, right? Now, I got to say, though, just quick little news, though, that the Super Bowl is in San Francisco. Thus means you do not have to worry about snow. Because I want to hear your guys' opinion on this. As the announcer said, the Patriots' uniform was hard to see being white uniforms in the snow.
Those are the dumbest takes I ever heard.
Literally. Because they had red in the uniform, too.
That is like saying I can't see Adam because he's white and his walls are off-white.
Yeah, literally.
I'm sorry, but he's a ghost. Oh, no.
Ghost.
Oh, but no. I don't know.
Where's Adam?
There was some... I honestly think the commentary in that game were just trying to find something to say.
Yeah, maybe.
Nobody's saying that he is, Chris.
Let's get to some comments here. And Drake May road to Super Bowl's easiest road to the Super Bowl ever. 10-3 against the Chargers, 28-16 against the Texans, and 10-7 against a no-name backup QB. I will say, I saw people on the broadcast were comparing Drake May to Tom Brady, and I'm not even a big Tom Brady fan personally, but this is honestly I would agree to that. This was the easiest run to the Super Bowl I've ever seen. Now, he still did it. Right? At the end of the day, just because a run's easy doesn't mean it's not a run. He's still done it. It's the same argument I made when people were saying, well, Drake May's only played against beating easy teams all the time. It's like, well, he's still winning the games.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is interesting to see. I will be very curious to see how Drake May stacks up against a team of another level. Like, I feel the Seahawks and the Rams were both on a much higher level of a quality than any team, than the Texans, the Chargers, and the Bucks with no quarterback.
Right.
Like, let's be honest, if Bo Nix is healthy, the Bucks probably win that game.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the Broncos, not the Bucks. Sorry.
Jacob, you're not forgiven.
Okay. Anyone can be the guy once. Doesn't mean Sam Fella is going to be and no, for sure. But I think the difference is for Sam Darnold, this is 2 straight years he's put up 14 wins in the regular season.
Yeah.
And now in the playoffs, he's been damn near perfect in the 2 games he's played.
Even last year in Minnesota, did they win 1 game in the playoffs?
No.
Or did they lose in the wild card?
They lost their first game in the playoffs, and Sam Darnold didn't play very well, but neither did the entire Minnesota team didn't play very well.
Yeah, that was a bad game.
It was, but you can't let one bad game define your career. Dan, you're agreeing with me, yet you always say that about Joseph Wall.
I think hockey's a little different than football because in hockey, like, it's a full series of games, right? It's game 7 and all that.
He did not play that bad in that playoff run, though.
He was horrendous last year. Like,
No.
I agree with you the year before.
He wasn't that bad in that series.
2 years before, Wall had a great playoff.
Not true.
Last year, it was god awful. I would have packed him up and sent him out anywhere.
It's not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Look up his stats.
It's not true, Dan.
I think you're lying.
Dan, it's not true.
He's an
The
idiot.
voice in the sky is telling you it's not true.
I think you're lying.
Oh my gosh. No, it's true.
It's not true, Dan.
I feel like
It's
the
not
Pats
true.
and Drake may go back to being. I don't know about that. I don't think they're that bad of a team, but I also
They'll have
think
a regression next year for sure.
I don't think they'll be nearly as good next year. And I also don't straight up.
13.
And this isn't very exciting to say as someone who's hoping, everyone joins us for Super Bowl coverage stuff we do. I think the Super Bowl game will be a total dud, and I think the Seahawks are just going to plow over the Patriots. I don't expect that game to be close.
Yeah.
I think it will be somewhat close. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I don't.
Okay, so Joseph Wall last year in playoffs had a 357 goals against average and an
I think you're
886
lying.
save percentage. I'm not lying. Numbers right in front of me.
Yeah, but
It's not true.
his stats. To be fair to him, Dan, his stats were also like those stats were inflated by the Game 5 and Game 7 shellackings by Florida.
He also had a Game 6 shutout, which got you to Game 7.
Those 2 games heavily affect those numbers, Dan. And you can't lie because it's true. It's not a lie. It's a fact of life.
Okay, Leafsman 222. I don't think it'll be this
be
much
that
of a
bad.
blowout.
Jeez Louise.
But I could see a 3-score advantage for Seattle in the Super Bowl. I could. I think the
won't
Super
be
Bowl.
that bad.
I think the Super Bowl will be a dud, which will be disappointing with how good overall the NFL playoffs have been this year. I think they've been a lot more entertaining. I think Dan wants to clap for some reason.
Thank you, Dennis, for all the claps. Well, let's do this comment, Jacob. There we go. See?
Hey, that's one good thing to do on a big snow day for anyone who's in a snowy area. Sounds like there's way more snow in Oakville than there is in Hamilton tonight.
Apparently, yeah.
Yes, brother.
Even
It's
in
not
Toronto.
apparently.
Mississauga. Mississauga's horrendous.
It is still snowing out like now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually crazy. I don't particularly. It's gonna be a fun journey to work tomorrow for me. You never know. I
do agree with
lie down and quit.
I do agree with this comment. A lot of times the Grey Cup game itself is more entertaining than the Super Bowl. I would agree to that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end up seeing the Grey Cup this year was an absolute classic. Is this Super Bowl going to be a classic?
Could be, yeah. Depending on who.
This Super Bowl will be like the second year Pat Mahomes versus the Bucks Brady.
Oh yeah.
I don't think Sam Darnold's no Tom Brady.
Mahomes got like pounded in that game.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes at least had gone to a Super Bowl. He had gone to a Super Bowl for that game, I thought, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think
but, like
so.
he was maybe I'm mistaken on the year. But like he definitely like
It's not true.
he was hounded by a great defense. Like that Bucks defense was phenomenal. I guess we'll see if Drake May will get harassed like that. He has been, and this Seattle defense is better than all three of the other defenses they've played so far. So it could be interesting to see how the
like
Bucks
Drake May today went 10 for Drake May today went 10 for 21, 86 yards.
Yeah.
Now, in his defense,
he won.
He did also run for 65 and got a rushing TD. And he didn't make the critical error versus Stidman and Broncos had a fumble and an interception. 2 critical errors that basically cost them the game.
Right.
Like the Patriots did a good job at just waiting for the Broncos to make a mistake. I just don't see Seattle making the same mistakes as the Broncos.
No.
Unless Sam Darnold decides to retire.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Seattle's backup is. But hopefully we don't need to use
I have no idea who it is.
Because now Darnold, as you said, Adam's got 2 weeks to get 100%. Because Darnold, by the way, is still not 100%. They were putting on the heating pad in between plays.
He played
he's not 100%. And that's what he did banged up. Give him 2 weeks rest.
Yeah.
Could be an issue in a couple weeks. He's been playing very well, and I think it helps when the run game is as good as it is, despite the injury that that affected them this week with their other running back. Their two-headed, the second half of their two-headed monster got hurt. So could be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, because even in the first playoff game, Darnold didn't have to do much, but he went 12 for 17, 124, and a touchdown. See, Darnold has thrown about around 450 yards, 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in 2 playoff games.
Right.
He's killing it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is.
So I'm very, very curious to see how the Patriots stack up against, let's be honest, some real competition. Because not to be awful, the Texans are not very good. The Chargers played terrible. The Broncos didn't have a quarterback. At the end of the day, you still have to win those games. How many times have we seen teams lose those games?
Oh, it happened.
I can even think of the Grey Cup 2 years ago with Nick Arbuckle winning the Grey Cup. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers couldn't handle the Argos' backup quarterback, right? So, at the end of the day, the Patriots are winning these games. But as Dan, you pointed out, there's not going to be bad weather, which I think will hurt the Patriots more than the Seahawks. The Seahawks offense I think was the second best offense going into the playoffs, and they just beat the best offense in the playoffs in the Rams.
Yeah.
And look, I don't think the Patriots will stack up.
No, I don't.
I
give
could
the
be
Patriots
wrong.
a lot of credit for making it where they did. I mean, this year was a huge success. I would say same with the Broncos. I think this year is a huge success for them too. They may have 1 game away from the Super Bowl. Call me crazy. I think the one team you gotta be a little disappointed is the Rams. I think if they didn't face the mighty Seahawks, I think the Rams should have been in the Super Bowl. They have an all-star quarterback. They spent the big money in Adams in the offseason. They got the 50-50 baller receivers. They got a great defense. Like, this Rams team could have been a Super Bowl team. I think they're the one team that's disappointed at this point.
I don't agree. I agree that this team's good enough to win a Super Bowl. I don't agree with you about, obviously the fans are disappointed now, sure, but I thought the Rams played a phenomenal game today.
Oh, they did.
So I don't feel I could say the Rams season this year was a failure, right? Like,
I'm not saying it's a failure. I'm just saying, like,
the only thing is if you win the game December 18th in overtime instead of the Seahawks, this game's played in LA and not Seattle, and that could have made a big difference.
Yeah, because they're having problems with those loud fans in Seattle. I don't blame them.
I think Seattle might have some of the loudest fans in the NFL.
For sure.
Yeah,
same with Denver. They were super loud too, even though it was freezing cold.
The Seattle fans are absolutely hilarious.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Incomplete, you bum. I loved it. I thought it was great. I was laughing. I was watching the game at home.
You could tell with some Canadian Canucks in Vancouver in that fan base for sure. I gotta give them a lot of respect. I've always just been a Seahawk fan. I think they're my backup team to the Bills. So
you're a Bills fan. You need a backup team.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm happy.
Dan's backup team used to be the Cowboys, and then he realized he needed a backup team for his backup team.
Why exactly?
How about them?
Yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, here we go.
But overall, the NFL playoffs have not disappointed at all.
No, I don't want it. I'm kind of disappointed that this tonight's game was so good. I don't feel like the Super Bowl is going to be as entertaining as tonight, and that's sad to say.
Like, what have the last few Super Bowls looked like?
Well,
pretty good.
Last year's Super Bowl was pretty good, I thought.
No, the Eagles destroyed them.
Oh, yeah. Well, no,
so
Jacob, it was good because the Eagles smashed the Chiefs. It was a good watch.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
what are you talking about? It was a great
I hate the
watch.
Chiefs, but I mean, if you're just looking at like a pure entertaining.
Watch. That was entertaining. It was a beatdown. It was hilarious. It was a funny game.
It was.
I had fun. And 2 years ago, I thought that Super Bowl, I thought the Bengals-Rams Super Bowl was tons of fun. I love that game.
So just to read it, so the 24 Super Bowl, the Chiefs won 25-22 over the 49ers. That was a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was
23. The Chiefs beat the Eagles 38-35. Great score. Terrible ending because of a PI that shouldn't have been called PI. Then the Super Bowl, Adam, you're referring to was the Rams over the Bengals 23-20.
That was so much fun.
And then the 21 Super Bowl, which what we're referencing in the comments was when the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs 31-9. And it was
that was terrible.
And last year's Super Bowl was an absolute blowout. So I guess of your last 5, 2 have been blowouts.
Hey, last year's Super Bowl may have been a blowout, but it was an entertaining blowout.
What up?
Always happy to see you at the best, buddy.
Welcome back.
They blew out a team that was trying to win 3 straight Super Bowls. That's entertaining.
Very.
To say the least. Like seeing a team that's been so good for so long fail and epically fail.
That Montreal Boston game was crazy last night.
Oh, absolutely.
That puck, I saw the goal, that like their game-winning goal, and I'm like, how the heck did that puck? I like every time I watched the replay, I was like, where did that puck go into the net? I kept trying to see it go in, and I was like, how the hell did they determine that was a goal?
Hat trick for Cole Caulfield.
I guess it was in it.
Never mind that game. I mean, obviously Cole Caulfield, great game. How about Evan Bouchard on Saturday? 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists.
Waiting for you to acknowledge this.
Connor McDavid at the end of the game saying Bouchard's not just the best defenseman in the league. When he's on, he's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And look, I will say Evan Bouchard kind of made me eat my words when I say I think it's crazy even thinking about him on Team Canada, because when he's on, he's phenomenal. The problem is with Evan Bouchard, when he's bad, he's terrible. But when he's playing well, he can be the best player on the ice with a team of Connor McDavid on it. Like, that's how good he can be.
But you need to be better. Like, I think when it comes to the Olympics, and I don't think I'm going to especially call out Oilers fans on this fact, because whether Oilers fans like it or not, Evan Bouchard is not great defensively.
Yeah,
and when you're at the Olympics, whether you like it or not, the Olympics and the NHL are 2 completely different games. I know they're going to be using some NHL rules, so okay, fair enough. But it's also like you have to be so disciplined defensively because the level there is different than the level in the NHL. As like I know there's NHL players going, but it's up a level because the teams are basically like all-star teams. Like you're playing superstar teams, like. And I don't think you can afford to have a player who could be as big of a defensive liability as Evan Bouchard was. I don't think you can afford to have him on the ice at that point. Like, I don't think, especially when you have like other players who could be defensive liabilities on your team. Like, you can't afford to have a defenseman who would be playing major minutes. Evan Bouchard's on this team. He's playing major minutes. And it's like, I don't think you can afford to have that when you have like forwards who can be a little bit of defensive liabilities. Like, you just can't afford that kind of stuff especially when the goaltending is not Carey Price from 12 years ago. I do have a question though, pertaining to the Olympics, but if you guys don't want to get into it now, I will not ask it now.
Well, the comments are going into football.
So Adam, hold on.
I wasn't going to ask it now.
Yes, but I would agree. I would agree with this comment. I think that Patriots Broncos game was one of the worst. Because, like, nothing even happened.
That was bad.
Yeah, nothing.
Like, I didn't, you know what? Do I blame the Patriots for doing what they did once they got a lead? Absolutely not. Because they won the game. But
Adam does blame them.
My
I do
God,
blame them. Like they
remind me of the Devils.
I get it at a certain point when it's like, okay, you want to protect the lead. And it's like, okay, yeah, you want to just definitely. Yeah, that game was horrendous. So that's why my only comment on that game. These two can argue all they want about the game. My only comment on that game was the Leafs played horrible. Pack it up. Tuesday is a big game against the Sabres. You wipe it out of your memory and you move on. That's all
okay. If you don't want to talk about the game with the Leafs, no problem. We talk about something that's even more important than the game, and that's Willie doing this to everybody.
Okay,
what do we have to say about that?
That was bad.
First of all, Dan was just excited to see Nylander in general, so that was good.
Yeah,
for
that's
Dan.
true. He was big happy.
For the
Chris
Leafs,
Canada flipped his ice cream cone.
For the Leafs, look, I have a little bit of a different opinion than you guys on that Leaf game. They did get their chances. I thought Mackenzie Blackwood played
on Jacob.
Let me
so
finish.
I will say my other point is
hold on, guys. Hold on. But
I will say, because other people are going to blame Wool. Sorry, Jacob. I just want to get this out before you say anything else. But it's like, I know a lot of people are going to blame Wool, but I said it before and I'll say it again.
Subscribe to our channel.
Games, no matter, really, Jacob? Whatever team, it doesn't matter which team is out there. You can't win a game of hockey when you're not getting run support from your forwards. Like a goalie can't keep the puck out forever. He kept it 2-0 for a long time. And at the end of the day, the team couldn't like, they got a lot of shots after the second and third. They couldn't finish.
You should be Wool's agent, Adam.
I should be, Dan, and you should just like never talk about Wool again because your opinion is bad.
Actually, Adam, I would love to get your on this. So Dan and I were arguing about Austin Matthews. So Dan and I were arguing about Austin Matthews.
This is the worst topic to talk
And according to Dan, Alexander Ovechkin today is better than Austin Matthews today. And I said he's out to lunch.
Like today's version of Austin.
Today.
Like 40.
Like if they both, if you needed either, if you were building a team, who would you take? Ovechkin or Matthews? You can only take one. Who's better?
Like, and this is like
today. Not both in their prime. Today.
Ovechkin.
Matthews.
Okay, I'm going to say this. So no matter what, so I will say this. I feel like a lot of people, just given the last 2 years, underrated Matthews a lot. So he's never scored under 30 plus goals in his career. Never hit below 30. Incredible.
Neither has Ovechkin.
Under 43 times in his career. Now, mind you, here's an incredible stat for y'all. In the last 20 years, I'll ask you, Dan. Jacob, don't say anything. Dan, who is the only player in the last 20 years to have hit 60 goals multiple times? Who's the only player in the last 20 years to hit 60 goals multiple times? The only player. There's only one who's ever done it multiple times.
Matthews.
This is the only player to ever do it. Ovi hit 60 once, 65
right.
to be exact.
Yeah.
Once. He has not.
Ovechkin has also had a season with less than 30 goals.
He has not hit. He's not come even close to 60 goals again in his career. He's not come close to hitting 60 again. He's never. No, well, Matthews is okay. He's hit it twice. He had 69 and he had 60.
I know. All power to him.
And he's so I think that's a stat. People underrate him because he's never had 50 plus goals. And yeah, he had a bad year last year pertaining to his standards. But Austin Matthews is an elite goal scorer, whether you like it or not. He's closing in on, he's nearing 500 career goals. He's an elite goal scorer, whether you like it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Ovi is also 39 years old, and he is still an incredible goal scorer. But if I'm going to pick between the two, I'll take Matthews now than Ovi now. Like, if we were talking a decade ago, it'd be Ovi every day of the week because Ovi was a better goal scorer at that point because Matthews was a rookie 10 years ago. But like at any other point, if you were going prime for prime, I'm picking Ovi because despite Matthews having scored 60 plus goals multiple times, never hitting below 30, Alexander Ovechkin, you need a goal in his prime. Yeah. Nobody is stopping his shot. Like his shot, he picks his spot, it's going in, no matter whether you like it or not. It's going into the back of the net. But it's 100%. It depends on what you're asking. I feel like if it's prime, then it's Ovi. If it's now current day, then it's Matthews, I think.
And it depends what you're building for. If you're building for like all-star team this year, Yeah, I bet Ovechkin. If you're building to build a franchise, Matthews is younger, right? Ovechkin's about to retire, so I get that. But I watched that pieces of Jacob watched the whole game. I watched pieces of it. I watched that game of Edmonton and Washington last night, and Ovi in his 40s is still hitting like more than what Matthews does now.
But
He's
Dan,
he's a leader.
Dan,
He's won the Stanley Cup.
Dan, that's a bad comparison, though.
He took how many years? He took 13 years to win his first Stanley Cup. He failed at every obstacle, just like Austin Matthews did. Does that mean he was a failure of a leader for 13 plus years because he couldn't win he could get out of the second round.
Not for his whole 13 years.
Whoa, Dan, hold up. You got a hypocrite. If you're going to say Austin Matthews is a failure because he hasn't gotten it done, he hasn't made it past the second round, Ovechkin, until he won that cup on that string, compared to Crosby, was a failure.
He was.
You can compare Ovechkin to Matthews. Their first 9-10 years have been super comparable. You have guys that are... Dan, you are having two guys who in their first 10 years of their career have not been able to get it done. And by the way, I actually do agree with the comment that Matthews is elite, but he's not a leader. I don't know if I'm saying he's not the guy. I don't like Matthews as captain. I've never wanted Matthews to be the captain personally. Again, I'm not in that locker room. I don't know what's said when the camera's turned off besides Nylander and his boxers. But look, at the end of the day,
Bobby too.
At the end of the day, Dan, when you're comparing physicality and things like that, that's like saying Matt Rempe is a better player than Austin Matthews because he hits and Matthews doesn't.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, but it's kind of redundant when
you're redundant.
You're looking great comeback. You're comparing two very different play styles, right?
No, you're not.
Yeah, Dan, you're not. Dan, look, you're not the only one who thinks Ovechkin right now is better than Matthews. I'm just not one of those people.
That's fine, but I'm saying it's not that crazy of a take. I mean, Matthews is a great 200-player center.
Yeah, but right now, Brock Nelson's a better player than Alex Ovechkin right now.
No.
Yes, he is.
Statistically, he is better.
Brock Nelson has 27 goals, 18 assists, 45 points, and a +10.
Okay.
Statistics don't lie.
Brock Nelson, statistically... Oh, yeah, and okay, yeah, absolutely here. He's saying not now in the in their prime, I would take Ovechkin over Matthews any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, Ovechkin, Dan, you can argue with me all you want. Brock Nelson is a better player than Alexander Ovechkin.
Brock Nelson is having a great season.
Brock Nelson, who you told me I was stupid when I kept saying how good this guy is.
Okay, I was wrong.
He's getting back to what he did in the early 2020s for the Islanders. He is absolutely killing it right now in Colorado. And before we touch base more on the Nylander thing, I know Mr. Lane Dashing Dashko, and then I got to get to a comment from Key as Key wants Dan and I to be placed.
We got a lot of great comments coming in, so thank you, everybody.
But I will say for the Leafs, I felt they had their chances tonight. You're just seeing a really banged up team, and you're seeing some bad coaching still in Craig Berube. I'm going to keep saying it.
Break can't come quick enough for this team.
Yeah.
I don't.
Olympic break.
I will say this: if the Leafs don't make the playoffs, which I still think there's a good chance they will, but if they don't, Craig Berube has to be fired because the team's good enough.
At the end of the day.
The team is good enough.
They've shown it,
right? You have enough there.
I don't think
with the injuries. Like considering Max Domi he plays Max Domi way too often.
He got the only goal tonight.
Sure, he got a goal by the time the game was over. Great job.
Congratulations, he scored a goal. Yay.
He won't give Scott Laughton more ice time for no apparent reason, even though Scott Laughton of late has been one of Toronto's best players.
He did. He played on the second line tonight, Laughton.
But then he moves him to the wing, and he's one of the best face-off guys in the NHL, and then he doesn't have him take face-offs anymore. So, Adam, you missed the conversation. I want John Tavares moved down to the third line. I want Laughton centering the second, and I want Wass centering the fourth.
I hate that.
Yeah. So did Dan. So did Lane.
I hate that so much.
I like it because I think you're bringing in some grit.
I don't care who the other two. What? No offense, Dan and Lane. I don't really care what you guys had to say about it, to be perfectly like my reasoning is because Wall on the third line works.
Nope, not lately.
It works. I like that. I like him in that spot. I wouldn't want him on the fourth line because I don't think he'll be as effective on the fourth line.
But I think Scott Laughton is better than Nicholas Waugh.
But I wouldn't like. It's just so hard because I do think Tavares is a third line center. I don't think he can play in the top six. I think that also depends on his line mates. I don't like it for a multitude of reasons. I think Tavares brings more offensively, though. I think I think that's what's barring, but I think that's what bars Laughton from playing further up the line and more consistently. Is because if he's up there, like you need Nylander to be healthy, or you need Tavares up there to bring more. Like I get it. I get what you're saying, Jacob. I understand it. But like I just think that the offensive output is higher. Like
it's not though when you're looking. Tavares is a -7 in his last 5 games.
I was just about to say my point, Jacob. So I said his potential. That's why I was fixing it. Potential offensive output is higher than what Laughton brings 5-on-5.
Yeah,
potential. I didn't say the potential offensive output from Tavares is higher. I think that's what bars it. I would like to see him higher up the lineup. I'd be interested to see him with Nylander up there potentially. Mm-hmm. But I think the way the lines are now works. And I hate the line juggling. I'm going to keep saying it because I think that's a big reason this team ends up in losses is because of the line juggling. And I think he needs to stick with what works when Nylander gets back, which is Nylander up there. Be interested to see Laughton. Laughton gets more minutes, but he'll get more minutes in the playoffs. It's just a matter of actually getting to the playoffs at this point.
I guess I just feel with John Tavares, he's a -9 over his last 10. And
that's brutal.
Everyone goes on that Morgan Riley needs to be, put out to a Viking funeral because he's a minus player. But yet when John Tavares is a minus player because he has strong Maple Leafs pajamas, nobody cares. And I look at John Tavares over his last 9. He's not playing well. He's not scoring a lot of goals. And then I look at a guy like Scott Laughton. At least when he's out there, something is happening. And it's bringing in some more energy. And I just look at with Scott Laughton. He was playing second line minutes in Philly. Scott Laughton is a plus player almost every night, or at least even. And I even look at the game against Vegas on the 23rd. He only played 9 minutes. I just feel he needs more ice time with the way he's playing at the level he's playing and how physical and, he does have an offensive flair. I would just like to see Scott Laughton out there more than he is, and moving him to the wing on the second line when he's such a good faceoff guy, to me, just doesn't make any sense.
Well, did he not take any faceoffs tonight?
I don't have faceoff statistics in front of me, but from what I watched, Tavares was taking the draws, not Laughton. Even though statistically, Laughton's a better faceoff guy than Tavares.
Mm-hmm. He didn't take any faceoffs at all. That's like, I thought, like...
he took some, but not nearly as many as he usually does.
I don't know if I said it on here or not, but I do think I'd be fine with Laughton getting moved up to the second line and you split face-off duties between him and JT, basically. And I would like to see a Laughton, JT, Nylander line because I think that would be interesting because Laughton's quicker than Tavares. Yeah, Nylander is just full of energy most of the time. I think that would be an interesting line to see. But I wouldn't move Tavares completely off the second line now.
I
just don't know. I don't know.
I think
if it's going to be, I would prefer Waugh up there than Laughton. Not know if Laughton and Waugh just flipping. I would like to see Waugh in more elevated minutes. More so than anything at this point. If Tavares playing this bad, you might as well put him on the fourth.
I just feel like this comment's kind of how I feel about Tavares. I just think at his age, his legs aren't looking as good now as what it was a couple months ago. And I think Tavares is more effective in less minutes. But Dan, I know you're a big John Tavares fan. He has John Tavares' Maple Leaf pajamas. I think Dan would buy John Tavares pajamas. So what's your thoughts on all this, Dan?
I think you guys are on crack. I mean, John Tavares has 44 points in 52 games with 18 minutes of ice time. One of the best face-off guys in the league. He's not having a great year in the power play, but neither is the whole team. And he's only a $4.4 million cap hit. I don't know what more you want from this guy. I really don't get it. He's probably one of the best valued contracts in the NHL.
No, it's not.
I don't get it.
Macklin Celebrini is the most valued contract.
Okay, he's on his rookie contract still.
He might win the Hart.
Come on.
Matthew Schaefer.
That's an unfair one. That's an unfair one.
That's BS, bro.
That's unfair.
I just like to get Dan going. It's funny.
Like I swear to God, it's one of the best contracts in the NHL. You guys are still whining. Okay, I don't like the way the way this team is going. Okay, I don't like a lot of players on this team. I think it pretty much has to get blown up. But John Tavares is the one bright spot on this team.
Well, I disagree with that.
Yeah, me too. I
think John Tavares, Dan, you can't just have not great expectations for him just because he took a pay cut.
Almost a point-the-game player as a second-line center.
Okay, but
what
Dan,
more do you want?
But Dan, I'm looking lately. First quarter of the season, he was on pace for 103 points. He has had a humongous drop-off since then. We have to.
Okay, but even if he ends the year with 70 points, that's still great. For $4.4 million, 70 points? You knew he was not going to get 100 points. Everyone knew that.
No, but I expect John Tavares to be a bare minimum, 35 goal scorer. And he's got
19 right now. It's still possible.
But Dan, okay, but Bobby McMahon has 16 and he's making 1.5.
Yeah, he's going to get a $4 million pay raise next year.
Bobby McMahon is a better contract than John Tavares.
So, Jacob, I just looked this up. This is really funny to me. Scott Laughton took 16 faceoffs. John Tavares took 15. He took one more than Tavares.
But, I mean, in other nights,
Tavares is actually a lot better. JT was 13 and 2. And Laughton was 7 and 9.
Okay, fair enough. When I watched the game, it just felt like he wasn't taking as many draws, but...
You're also
remember that John Tavares doesn't play penalty kill minutes.
That's true.
Scott Laughton takes faceoffs on the penalty kill. He plays a large amount of penalty kill minutes as well. So that's a difference maker in that stat.
100%.
And Dan, this is kind of my point on Tavares, right? Like it's a good contract now, but he's been ripping the Leafs off for the last 8 years. So you can't really look. You got to look at it more as a whole.
No, I don't agree with whipping them off. San Jose offered him 13.5. He could have easily went to San Jose.
Just because someone offers more doesn't mean it's still a good contract. If the Leafs paid Kaprizov $15 million, it still would have been stupid.
What I'm saying is, at the beginning of that contract, it was good. You got,
and I didn't. Okay, but Dan, you knew me back then, and you can agree, unless you're going to lie here. I, from the beginning, said the Leafs shouldn't make that John Tavares signing.
I know you said that.
From the very beginning, because I said it's going to handcuff this team too much, and he's not that good.
I think the John Tavares signing was one good move that Doofus made.
It was the worst move Dubas made.
Oh.
It's handcuffed this franchise. Look at Montreal. Look how they have slowly but surely built something. Toronto had one blimp of success and thought they were going to win the Stanley Cup the next year. The Tavares signing was like the Phil Kessel trade.
No, you're wrong. That's where I was going to get you. The key word is signing. We did not give up 2 first-round draft picks to John Tavares, and that's why the Kessel move sucked.
No, we gave up Nazem Kadri to fit him. What has Nazem Kadri done that John Tavares has never done? Performed in the playoffs. Hey, Lane isn't here to yell.
To fit Tavares.
So I'm yelling. If you don't get Tavares, you keep Kadri and you keep Hyman. Tell me this team of Kadri and Hyman instead of Tavares isn't better. It is. Zach Hyman is a better player than John Tavares. Actually, there's another better contract. $5 million, Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman 7, bro. Nice try.
Okay, wait, I have a point to make because I'm tired of this dumb narrative that a lot of Leaf fans continue to have. Zach Hyman was not the Zach Hyman today that he was with the Leafs, and he never, and I'm tired, and I'm going to say it because it's a fact, he never would have reached this level that he is with the Oilers, with the Leafs. That is so
I
that
agree
is
with
true. Nobody can argue with me on that fact because guess who he plays with in Edmonton? Who does he play with in Edmonton? He plays with Connor McDavid. He plays with Leon Draisaitl. He plays with Evan Bouchard. He has literally fed the puck so much more. He was playing with Austin Matthews.
Hyman does make 5.5, by the way.
He was playing with the best goal scorer, like arguably the best goal scorer of this generation. Like there was he wasn't gonna hit 50 goals with the Leafs.
Never said he would hit 50 with the Leafs.
No, but Jacob, I'm saying that he doesn't hit this level that he does he never would have hit the level. That doesn't mean he wouldn't have hit 50. I don't think he would have hit 50 goals. I think it was crazy.
Yeah, that was a one-off.
He never reaches the level. Like he never goes up a level more than what he was with the Leafs, which was
I think he improves.
30. I don't think he ever hit 30 with the Leafs.
I think Hyman was hit 30.
5 million was fine.
Hyman,
it sucks,
year, in 1 year with only 43 games, he did score 15, which 43 is almost about half the season. 15 times 2 would have been 30. I think Hyman could have become a 30-goal scorer in Toronto. Nazem Kadri probably would have continued to score 25, 30 goals in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And we always whine the Leafs don't have enough physicality. They don't have enough care. They don't have enough heart.
Physical, yeah.
And Zach Hyman is one of those guys. Do I think Zach Hyman is a 90-point guy in Toronto? No, I think he's probably a 60-point guy in Toronto, which is the same.
Knives.
I just look at it with the money you paid Tavares over these years, you could have allocated it better. You could say the exact same thing too with the Mitch Marner situation, right? They paid Mitch Marner too much money after his rookie deal. I mean, they did the exact same thing to Matthews.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
But there's someone who does not get paid too much money because, well, I don't pay him, but I get to see his beautiful face, and that's Mr. Lane Dashko.
Hello.
Oh, so now we get to hear Lane yell about the Leafs as well. What do you do?
But we need to get to some more comments.
Welcome. What the?
No. Okay, that's not what I meant by that. I just mean we're going to hear another person yell about the Leafs.
I just heard some slander on my name, and I just wanted to come up and confront the slander.
I didn't mean that to be so mean. I just mean he's going to all of us are going to be yelling about the Leafs.
We were talking. I agreed about the Scott Lawton thing. You said I was on Dan's side. I was on your side.
Oh yeah, you were. I'm sorry, Lane.
Oh my gosh, Jacob!
You made me look like a bad person in front of Adam. Now I look like a dummy.
Yeah.
You say he's an idiot.
Literally.
We have a lot of comments to catch up on, though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Why would I yell about the Leafs? Because they suck.
Just making my way here. Hi, Key. If you lose your Super Bowl pick, you have to set Dan as your profile pick for a week.
Yeah.
But Dan's also picking the Seahawks.
What?
I'll pick one of him. Dan, it'll be beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, we're both picking the Seahawks. How does that work?
I don't know how that's going to work, Keith. We're both picking the Seahawks. Lane,
so that means...
Lane, I'm going to skip your Nylander comment because we'll just talk about the Nylander situation in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Key, next time Key's on the panel, she's got to wear a Stampeders outfit because her Rams lost. Told you they would.
Ouch.
Lane Hudson's still in his entry-level contract. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, what a great player he is.
No, he did. He's already extended it. I think it was 7.5.
That's why I said he's going to get paid.
But, I mean, it's a great contract.
Yeah,
JT is a typical Leaf move. They get the guy who he was, not what he is. It's like when they got Sundin and they dealt Clark. Now, dealing Wendell Clark was a very different situation. Just going to say it. Doug Gilmour wanted to be...
Tavares was phenomenal when they got him.
He was, but I mean...
He was great. Let's not act like JT has been this way this whole time.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's not what I accused you of saying. I'm just saying, let's not act like when we picked up John Tavares, Tavares was a horrid hockey player. Let's not act like that. John Tavares was a great player when we picked him up. I'm not.
He
lying.
was. I just don't think he was the right decision at the time. Which
It's
now
gonna be
I don't think so either.
now I can finally get my Phil Kessel comparison without Dan yelling and
They
screaming.
should have signed
Actually,
Pietrangelo.
I said Anderson was the whole issue. Signing Anderson as early as we did was
Steady
the
Freddie?
big issue. Steady Freddie.
Interesting.
I said that. Well, no, it's true. They jumped signing a goaltender. We hadn't even played a single game with the young core we had, and we signed Freddie Anderson in the offseason.
Oh,
Like
by
that was
the way,
too big of a jump for what the Leafs were at that point. We jumped. The jump was too far to acquire a really good goalie, and we made the playoffs too early, in my opinion.
We
I
did.
love
That was
we
a
made
huge
it,
issue. But to me, that's
Freddie
the Phil
Anderson was a
Kessel
bad
situation,
signing
right?
To that point.
And Dan, I understand they traded draft picks to get Phil Kessel, and I understand they just signed Tavares.
not just draft picks, it's right first
Dan,
round.
Can I finish? But you
They didn't know it was going to be that.
you handicapped your salary cap so much it made you unable to keep any of these other guys you've been building up over the years. And Dan, let me finish.
Okay.
But with Phil Kessel was the same thing. Phil Kessel was a phenomenal player. Phil Kessel put up phenomenal years in Toronto, but they got him when they weren't ready to make a cup run. The Leafs did the exact same thing of John Tavares. Go ahead, Dan.
I don't agree, but anyway.
Well, what do you mean you don't agree? It's literally you're telling me when the Leafs got Phil Kessel, they could have won a cup by just adding Phil Kessel.
No, but when the Leafs got Tavares, they could have won a cup under.
No, they couldn't have. They were nowhere near ready.
But anyway,
they won. They made the playoffs against Washington. Whoa, Lane, we don't want to see that, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
What?
I was looking for. Sorry about that.
But we don't.
Sorry, Jacob.
You're good, man. I'm just joking around. But
I was looking for something.
You don't.
What happened?
When they got Dan, don't worry about it. When they got Tavares, Dan, be quiet. When they got Tavares, they had made it to the playoffs once. That's it. That was, and they lost to Washington in 6 games. It would have been like Montreal after last year trading Suzuki and Caulfield for Rantanen because they made the playoffs once. That would have been ludicrous.
Get Tavares as a free agent when he was available. Okay.
No, you didn't, Dan, because you could have used that money to get someone else later down the road when you were ready.
We'll never agree. I just wanted to point out for Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson, I looked it up. He re-signed 8 years, $70.8 million. So it's a $12.5 million.
No, it's not. That's not the cap hit, Dan.
Yeah, you just look at have it right in front of me, bro.
I will prove you wrong yet again.
I'm pretty sure he's making more than 7, though. I thought he was making it like 8.
He's making 12.5
Lane Hudson
a year.
is 8.85 cap hit.
12.5 is way in front of me.
That's not the cap hit, Dan.
I can send you a picture of it, bro.
Terrific. I can show you on Cap Friendly.
Oh, you're stupid.
I'm not stupid.
It's in front of me, bro.
Okay, wait.
Okay, dude, you don't understand the difference between cap hit and real money.
Dan, does it say in it the cap hit is 12, or are you just coming up with 12 in your head because you?
No, it says right in front of me. Look.
Let me see. It doesn't say 12. Oh wait, no.
On Sportsnet, they signed it. Okay, on the signing track.
Okay, send it in the group chat, Dan.
Dan, what does this highlighted number say? Dan, what does this highlighted number say? Yeah. Of course, now Dan's quiet.
I get 8.5, but that's not what according to Sportsnet.
I don't care what Sportsnet says.
Okay.
And from the Habs fan, 8.85. Okay. Dan, you're wrong.
Okay.
You are going over total salary, not the cap hit.
Okay.
Those are two drastically different numbers. Those are two drastically different numbers.
Okay, sorry, I was wrong.
I know you were. So I was getting so animated where you're like, I have it right in front of me. I'm like, so do I.
Okay, sorry.
But anyways.
Just get past
that's a very good point too. Sportsnet's a media outlet, not a stat outlet. Cap Friendly is the most or Puckpedia. Sorry, now it's not Cap Friendly anymore. But Puckpedia is the most accurate when it comes.
Good point about Sportsnet. That was my mistake trusting Sportsnet.
Tavares with the Leafs reminds me of Weber with the Habs. Both guys were acquired when the teams really needed someone else.
That was a different situation.
I think it is too because Weber got them to the Cup Finals. Tavares has never got them close.
the reason Weber was acquired by the Habs was because they needed to trade, or they wanted to trade PK Subban. Because PK Subban, amazing guy in Montreal, like great for the community, all this stuff, and he was a great player, but he was not the right mentality for the Habs organization, for what they are. His outspoken personality and who he is as a person doesn't fit the Habs as historically as that organization. So you dealt him, and you kind of had to take Shea Weber. I don't think you would have gotten a centerman out of, because Nashville also wanted to deal Weber because they wanted to switch things around. They of course ended up making the Cup, I think, the same year they traded Shea Weber away, which is pretty funny. But I do want to say, like, those situations where I think the situation for the Leafs acquiring Tavares, I loved the signing at that point, but I think there was a difference. But I think there was a difference in why Tavares was signed and why Weber was acquired. I think those were two different situations.
I would agree with that.
Entirely.
I think Tavares was
those two teams were completely different. We're in completely two different spots when the trade and the signing was made.
Okay, my
I think
opinion.
those were made a year of the same off season. If I'm not mistaken.
By the way, Tavares' best year in Toronto is 88 points.
Yeah,
that was his first year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but for a guy you paid
that year, he was great, I think.
No, but what I'm getting at is, for what you paid him at the time, 88 points was not enough. And you paid him for the leadership, and I don't think John Tavares is a great leader. I've never thought he was a super phenomenal captain. Everyone complains about Matthews being too quiet, and that's why he's a bad leader. Well, I think he learned from the worst, because that's how John Tavares' leadership style is as well. I'm not saying he's a captain that's going to yell and scream and piss in everyone's Wheaties, but you do need a captain with a little bit of hair on the chest. And I don't really feel that Tavares or Matthews were that guy. I just look at the Tavares signing as jumping the gun. That's all I feel, the way they jumped the gun on Phil Kessel. They jumped the gun.
I just want to say quickly, I wonder with the Lane Hudson deal if they added signing bonus into that. Like they added signing bonus into his, and they said it was a part of his cap. No, I'm just saying, like, is that, like, that could possibly be it? I know they didn't say signing bonus, but I do think that could possibly be the reason.
I think that's maybe if Jacob pulls it out.
If he has a signing bonus on his contract.
I have something here. I have something on the screen.
If he had a signing bonus in his contract, that could potentially be the reason.
But no, it's weird because they acknowledge the tweet here on Sportsnet when this was announced on October 13th from the Sportsnet staff. They talk about it, and they say if it's an annual salary of $8.85 million, right? They acknowledge the tweet that says an 8.85 cap hit.
Oh, because it starts with 12. Okay, that makes sense.
But then they go down here and they say it's a $12 million cap hit.
But that's because it starts at $12.5 million because of the signing bonus. No, Jacob, go up, go back up. But the reason they're accounting that is because it starts with $1 million base and $11 million signing bonus, but they put that together as like his base salary over his entire contract is $8.5 million. But to start, because they count the signing bonus in with the base. It's the same thing with the Matthews contract. Matthews is only making like $1 million a year technically. His signing bonus is just massive.
Yeah, but
that's why I think at the start, that's why. I think that might be why.
But it's weird. It's just they literally acknowledge it's an $8.5 million cap hit, and then down here
I know, but I'm just
$12.5 million cap hit.
Yeah, the graphic at the bottom is Sportsnet's graphic, not Puck.
But I'm just saying it is possible that is why it says 12.5 is because at the start of his contract, it starts with the signing bonus of 11. I'm saying that's potentially why. I'm not saying that is why.
Well, I think we can just say Sportsnet screwed it up, and instead of going to Sportsnet, go to the analyst desk.
But that's a reason why they did it. That could potentially be a reason why there's the screw up.
Yeah, but the analyst desk would have got it right.
I don't really care.
Adam, you are the analyst desk.
I don't know. Adam. It's Puckpedia who got it right, Jacob, not the analyst desk.
Well, we reported the right information because that's how cool we are. But But no,
funny
I
when
do
you think
agree,
about it.
Adam, though, on your take on the Leafs. Just flush the game from today. I think try to take away the couple good things that
'Cause
happened.
I'm always right.
Because they
How
did
many
get some good
times can we flush
chances.
the toilet though?
Seriously.
Like what Lane said, we
Okay,
can
but
only
guys,
lose what?
You can't
12,
sit
14
back and
games?
You can't
Again, you
fix
can't
a
keep
season of
sitting back.
problems by Tuesday. But what you can do is still fight for your season. And right
No, I get
now,
you.
fighting for the season is more important than a character building moment.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Dan,
So you
Dan,
gotta
I will
flush
say
it.
this. Would you rather the team flush this loss, forget about it, or
Damn
do you
right
want
we
them
are.
to dwell on it and then just suck the rest of the year and potentially lose our pick because we couldn't get top 5? Like,
No,
we're
I
going
don't
to
want
lose our
people
pick if we're
flushing
not
and
top
do
5.
better.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. We either make the playoffs, which I would rather make the playoffs, because if we don't do bad enough and the odds and the hockey gods aren't in our favor and our pick isn't top 5, we lose it and we make Boston better in the future.
But
Would you
didn't I
rather
say,
Boston to potentially be better in the future, or would you rather us make the playoffs again?
but this is what I said months ago. And you guys said it's crazy. I said, why don't they just start losing now? And you guys went on and on about, oh,
Because
you might as
it's
well keep
stupid. It's a
fighting.
waste.
Because
You could've
you,
had
you
some
don't
have
have
guaranteed.
fighting is
There's
unethical.
30 games left, Lane. Stop saying that we should give up. We
I'm
should give
outta
up the
here.
season when there's 30 games left in the season. There's 30 games left. There's no need to waste There's no need to waste the next 30 games on nothing. There's no need to do that. Let's just the team just needs to get it together. I think the break will help, whether anybody else agrees with me or not.
I think it will too.
I think the break could potentially help.
Yeah.
And you gotta flush this loss, focus on Tuesday, because that game is big. It's a division rival.
That is a
third
bigger
place in the
game, for
division
sure.
right now. You need to get the win. It doesn't you flush this, you focus on that, you get the win, but there's still 30 games left. You gotta pull up your big boy pants and you gotta fight, because we're not Vancouver.
100%.
We're not a team that sucks at the moment, that's so far out that they don't even have a percentage on at this point of making the playoffs. You got to keep fighting until you're completely out of it. Let's not be one of those teams that just give up mid-season because, things are tough now and let's just give up because we're struggling. No, you got to keep fighting, because if this organization is serious about potentially doing something in the future, we got to show people why they should want to come to this organization.
It's so
I
frustrating.
think that's
with this
something that's
crap.
big.
It's not you guys. I just get so frustrated with this team.
Well, I don't blame you for being frustrated, Lane. Dan and I are older. We've been dealing with this longer.
We just turn them off.
We get it. All I'm saying is I'm on Adam's side, where I can't give up on a season where there is still a realistic chance they can make the playoffs. And realistically, if we were the Vancouver Canucks and you were having this conversation, I would totally agree with you. And I understand the Leafs. Why believe in a team that constantly fails? Well, Bills sell merch every day. And Hamilton Tiger Cats do, and the Dallas Cowboys do, and any other franchise that can't. Look at the Chicago Cubs. Eventually, they won a World Series, right? Yeah. Eventually,
100 years.
It has to happen. Yeah. I look at this Leaf team, and I still feel they have a legitimate shot of making it, because I feel they're better than Philly. I think this year, without Barkov, they're better than Florida, and I think they're comparable to Boston. So I still feel the Leafs, they can make the playoffs. That's who they have to jump right now. And I do feel, realistically, they can still make the playoffs. That's my 2 cents. Do I think they'll win a cup? No. Do we need to be listening to Dreamer? Maybe. It's a pretty good song. So maybe we can't listen to it on the stream. Else YouTube would be like, YouTube got mad at us for one of our Madden simulations because Run DMC played in the background for 8 seconds.
Yeah, literally.
You don't understand.
My co-ops I work with didn't even know what Run DMC was. It hurt me on the inside.
They didn't know?
Oh, I remember this. How do they not know who Run DMC is? Even if they're young, that's kind of crazy.
Brandon, I do personally feel that the Leafs are at least comparable, because I don't think people realize how big of a difference Barkov
haven't
makes.
been much better, buddy.
I don't think people realize how big of a piece Barkov is to Florida.
Oh, for
and
sure.
without Barkov, I personally think that Florida team is cooked.
They're not winning the
and I'm sorry, saying Kachuk because they don't have Barkov, at least they have Kachuk. That's like saying if we lost Austin Matthews, at least we got Max Domi.
I do.
Sorry, but I think Kachuk is a total waste of ice.
Ice.
I can't.
He's got ice in his veins, according to Jacob.
Buddy, okay. Look, I get they, but Florida said serious injuries. Toronto said serious injury. Same cookie, different crumble. Because Toronto has had no Stolars, no Tanev, no Nylander.
Stolars is probably a good thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, I think Berube lost his mind when he sent down Dennis Hill to play Anthony Stolars.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, at the end of the day, Tuesday's a new day for the Maple Leafs. That game against Buffalo, I know, Lane, you called me out when I said if they lose the game, the season's not over, but then I called it a must win. It's a game you got to try to find a way to win, but if they lose it, obviously they're still, I'm saying there's a chance. That's all.
I hate to say it, but at least Ozzy struggled against Buffalo in the past. So
yeah, the Florida is back-to-back champions, but that's what they did the last 2 years. No, I said this earlier today.
So was Tampa.
I don't care what you did last year.
Anything.
I could give two whatevers on what you did last year. I care about what you're doing this year.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Toronto Argos. They won the Grey Cup last year. The next year, 2 years ago. The next year, they were the second worst team in the CFL. You look at the Edmonton Oilers. Do we think they're going to win a cup because they went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year?
No.
Realistically, no.
They played well against Washington last night, though.
Bills just interviewed Lucy for... Yeah, I don't know what the Bills are doing with their head coaching situation.
I think it's a new viewer to the channel, so welcome to the desk.
And yeah, the Bills coaching situation is crazy.
Please subscribe to our channel. You know, we're trying to build the algorithm. All the great comments are huge. Subscribers are help. We're working our way up there. All the likes and shares and comments. So thank you, everyone. We're going really good lately. So thank you.
No, thank you, Dan. Thank you.
No problem.
He's plugging it again, guys. He's plugging it again.
Hey, and we're just chilling here. We're talking some Leafs. We're talking some NFL playoffs.
Okay, can I ask my question now?
Go for it.
Olympic.
Oh yes, we forgot about it.
Adam has an Olympic question.
Okay, so I saw this on a YouTube. I like a YouTube video I watched.
I saw it on the YouTube,
and it was.
Go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it said it had asked, because it's an interesting question, of the last three Olympic, so 2002, 10, and 2014, the last three Olympic golds Canada has won. Mm-hmm. Which of those three teams is better? There's the team that won against insurmountable odds, given their group stage play and how bad they played in the groups. Because that was the year I was born, but I know they didn't play great in the groups. 2010 was probably the best offensive team that year. They were great. And then 2014 was the year that Carey Price allowed under a goal a game, which was insane to think about, including shutting out Sweden in the gold medal. Which of those three teams is the best version of Canada of the last three Olympic golds they've won?
2002.
And I thought that was a crazy... I think it's interesting because I guess what you value, of course.
2002.
But go ahead and answer.
Sakic, Lemieux, Shanahan, Lindros, Iginla, Correa, Nieuwendyk, Stevens, Blake, Pronger, McInnes. Your goaltenders were Brodeur, Waugh, and Cujo. They had three of the best goalies of the last 30 years as your goaltender. You had Rod Blake, who wasn't even in your top four on defense. Jerome Iginla was a fourth liner. This team was just absolutely stacked.
I agree with Jacob. That's what I was trying to say here. 0-2, in my opinion, is the best. I got to say, the best moment was 2010 when Crosby said Iggy in overtime and beat Ryan Miller. But the overall team, the best was 0-2. I think another reason, to Jacob's point, yeah, probably a Hall of Fame roster. I totally agree with that. But besides a Hall of Fame roster, the 2002 year broke the 50-year curse of Canada winning gold for hockey, right? So I think that alone, 2002 makes it the best, in my opinion. What do you think, Mr. Dasko?
Sorry, what was the question?
which of the last three Olympic gold Canada teams, so 2002, 2010, and 2014, which team?
Oh, the last one for 100%.
The 2014 team? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's the most balanced.
What's your reasoning for that?
Oh,
They just because I went to that. That was around with the World Cup of Hockey team. I believe it was the same team. They ran it back. That team was just stacked. Like I remember actually seeing
the same exact team, but if I remember,
I think it was pretty close.
It was close.
Damn Coast was on the 26. Yeah, it was basically like Damn Ham.
Because I went to see. I was in the building for the World Cup of Hockey to watch Team Canada.
Oh, that's cool.
I watched game one of the gold medal round.
I don't think it was even close. I think that team was just so far above everybody else.
Interesting. Wow.
Mind you, key players on that one were Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, Patrice Bergeron, Drew Doughty, Pietrangelo, and Carey Price. But I will say, though, I think no one's giving 2010 enough love. Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, Drew Doughty.
He's going through this team, but he's not even letting me answer. Not even letting me give my
answer, Bo.
I'm disrespected.
Okay.
Maybe 2010 is his
so
answer.
Heavily.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Well, Jacob, this is pretty funny because my answer, because Jacob was quite disappointed nobody had given love to 2010, and my answer is 2010.
He told you.
That was team idol. So Jacob, you were disrespectfully ignoring my answer. You just didn't want to know. I love 2010. Right. This team is crazy, to be fair. Like Jonathan Toews, mind you, Jonathan Toews, who's not the best goal scorer and not the best, like he's not the best player on this team. He led this team in points. Iggy was on this team. Sidney Crosby, Danny Heatley had 7 points. Getzlaff had 7. Jay Weber was a defenseman.
Wow, this team really was stacked.
Dan Boyle had 6 points. Stahl had 6 points. Duncan Keith had 6 points.
Your third string goalie was Marc-Andre Fleury.
5 from Marlowe, 5 from Nash, Mike Richards,
Vincent Lecavalier, Joel Thornton, Corey Perry.
This team, old man Martin Brodeur was on this team. Like that team is basically full of either Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers.
I agree.
Is, in my opinion, I love 2014 because 2014 was it's the most vivid memory I have of the Olympics. I remember it so clearly. I remember a lot clearer than I do 2010.
It's just crazy how long it's been.
I love that Olympic team as well, but I would say 2010 was insane. That Olympic team was stacked.
So my question now,
of course, my favorite of all time, Sidney Crosby.
My question now, after looking at these rosters, comparing it to this year, prime for prime, is this year's roster better than any of those years?
No, not even close.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's not even particularly close.
What do you think, Lane?
Like they couldn't even shine the boots of 2014.
Probably not 2014. 2010, I'd have to check.
2010, Sidney Crosby, Jonathan Toews, Jerome McGinley, Rick Nash, Ryan Getzlaff, Corey Perry, Patrick Marleau, Eric Stahl, Joe Thornton, Vincent Lecavalier, Danny Heatley, Brendan Morrow, Mike Richards. Defense, Duncan Keith, Shea Weber, Drew Doughty, Scott Niedermayer, Chris Pronger, Jay Boymister, Dan Boyle. No. Goaltending, Roberto Luongo, Martin Brodeur, and Marc-Andre Fleury.
No.
Wow.
Luongo kept future Hall of Famer in the league's all-time leading win record in Mr. Martin Brodeur. He was old man Brodeur at this point. But he also kept out number 2, Mark.
I still love that 02 team, though. Like Joe Sakic,
that 02 team,
Mario Lemieux, Brendan Shanahan, Eric Lindros, Jerome McGinley, Paul Correa, Joe Newendike, Keith Primor, Vinton Dan.
Well, that team also struggled.
Theo Fleury.
Games, though,
Top Bertuzzi's he's an idiot, so we can replace him with someone else. But Simone,
he was on 02?
He was.
Now, mind you, 2010.
He was your 13th forward.
Marty St. Louis wasn't even on that team.
Which is crazy.
2014, Marty St. Louis wasn't even on the team to begin with. He was added to that team after Stamkos shattered his leg.
That's right.
During the regular season. He was only added on the team because of an injury to his teammate.
That's right.
And mind you, who was the GM of that team? Of course, it was his GM, and that's what led to Marty St. Louis leaving the Tampa Bay Lightning and being traded to the New York Rangers.
I forgot Mike Smith was on that 2014 team. I loved Mike Smith.
He was. Yeah. He was the third goalie on that team.
I loved Mike Smith.
You know, Jeff Carter scored 4 goals
Matthew Shane, Patrick Sharp.
Insane. That team was crazy.
Sidney Crosby.
Crosby scored 1 goal in that tournament. He scored 1 goal in that tournament, and that was the second goal against Sweden. final. That was
Sidney
the
Crosby
only
was
goal he scored in that
clutch.
whole tournament. But he was incredible the rest. He was great the whole tournament. But he didn't.
So what's
score
interesting
until the
then?
last
Would
game.
you say Hockey Canada has taken a downturn? If we're saying these teams, a new team isn't comparable to any of these teams,
100%.
has Hockey Canada taken a downturn? And if it has, what position has it turned down the most?
Call
goalie,
me quick.
Not even close.
Yeah, I'd
It's
say
goalie.
goaltending
Not
as
even
well.
close.
Yeah, it has to be
Carey
goalie.
Price, Luongo. Fleury was a third goalie, not one. Like, he was a backup. He didn't start an Olympic game in any of the Olympics he went to. Like, it's crazy the downturn.
Mike Smith was a backup too, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
back
like
then.
it's crazy to think about how far the goalie position has fallen. I don't think forward wise, I don't think it's crazy of a drop off.
No.
The defense outside of like Cale Makar and maybe like two other players, maybe. Like, I don't think the defense is any close to comparable because you had Hall of Fame. You have basically a Hall of Fame defenseman the other 3 years. Like, and even 2006, like, that team just disappointed. But I don't think that team was. I don't even remember who was on that team.
I mean, look it up.
But that team.
Oh,
team wasn't even that.
2006.
The 2006
It just was a
team weird.
disaster.
That was the team my guy was on, Brian McCabe. My favorite.
But that was the year
hockey
they
player growing
brought
up.
Todd Bertuzzi after he tried to murder somebody on the ice. It was a very
Which is crazy.
so that
They made
team
bad
was still
decisions.
Joe Thornton, Jerome McGinley, Simon Gagné, Rick Nash, Joe Sakic, Brendan
Crosby wasn't on that team, and Crosby was in the middle of an historic rookie year.
Jonathan
Crazy to
Chichu,
me.
Shane Doan, goaltending. Wow, Brodeur, Luongo, Theodore.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
Edger
don't know how they
He
struggled
was
with
a
that
tank
goal.
back in the day.
Yeah.
They struggled in that year though, which was
Well, I
really
also
good
think
team
bringing
that they have.
It 06, was that the year they brought Bertuzzi? I thought it was.
It was, yeah.
Okay. Google's just
He just
mistaken
didn't show up,
having
yeah.
on the well, yeah, well, that was
But
that was the year after he tried to murder somebody, which I don't
call
think
me
Bertuzzi should allow
crazy,
back in the
okay?
NHL.
But I think
You're
Hockey
crazy, Dan.
Canada, I think Hockey Canada as a whole, as a business, as a head office, has struggled since the World Junior allegations. I really do. I think it's a
I'd
lot.
agree with that.
I think there's a lot. I know the World Juniors have nothing to do with the Olympics, but it's still kind of the same organization.
Same group of people.
Yeah, I think we've really struggled since dealing with that.
They've had to make a lot of changes, which I don't think has benefited Hockey Canada as a whole. Like, I think a lot of changes that has been made, and I think it's sent. Like, I don't even think the team that they took this year. We had a whole 3-hour episode about this, but I don't even think that team is that bad. Like, I just think it's not fully Hockey Canada's fault. The sport is just so expensive now that especially the goaltending position has been heavily affected by the price of hockey.
Oh, for sure.
Playing goalie is the
100%.
most expensive position to play.
Yes,
It's so expensive that nobody wants to play it. And like,
it's true.
people who start as a goalie end up leaving and going to like defense or forward because it's less expensive to play in either of those two positions. Like, it's just, I think it's too expensive to play this sport, and I think it's negatively affected the country because even the States, it's so expensive to play there, but there's so many people in the United States that it's easier. Like, even if you lose a couple players, like, you're still going to be fine because there's so many other players playing the sport. Canada, we just don't have the size of the population to for us to be fine with losing players from playing hockey. It ended up negatively affecting the national team at this point. This team could still go out and win gold, but like, you can see just the level of goalie has like taken a very much downturn in the last 12 years from who our three goalies were. Like a Price, Mike Smith was a class goalie.
I loved Mike Smith.
And it's like, it's crazy the downturn.
He was my favorite after Cujo retired. I actually haven't really got a real favorite goalie since Mike Smith retired.
I gotta say too, it's
The
not
goalies
just,
have not been. Oh, I feel like goalies have been so average.
Yeah.
yeah.
When you look at a guy like Mackenzie Blackwood, who's potentially one of the best goalies in the NHL, and you compare him to Cujo, Brodeur, Waugh, Theodore, Price,
comparison. No
Hasek.
disrespect to Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, I love Mackenzie Blackwood.
It
Very
sucks. I
cold.
thought Shesterkin was going to be on that level of that goalie, and then
He's
I don't know.
stay healthy.
that and I don't know.
Closest
Yeah, I
I
just
think
didn't
now
do
would
it for no
be
reason.
Ever since he got that contract, he's fallen off.
Closest now would be Vasilevsky and Sorokin, I think, are your closest to that level.
And Bobrovsky.
And Bobrovsky in the playoffs, Bobrovsky in the season, no. And I guess maybe Hellebuyck, if you're looking at regular season Hellebuyck. But I think it's time we... Oh, sorry, Dan, go ahead.
So I want to say, like, we'll sit here and question Hockey Canada, but we got to give a huge shout out to the other countries, because the other countries have stepped it up in the past 20 years. And it's not as of just Canada being bad. It's the same with World Juniors, too, as all these other countries are so much better. We were talking about the Olympics giving up a power play. Do we want to give up a power play of Team Sweden or Team Finland, Team America? Like, everyone's really, before Canada was the powerhouse, Canada's still the Mecca, but I can't say it's the powerhouse anymore.
I really wish Russia was still in, because Russia's team would be insane, because Kaprizov, Panarin,
Ovi,
goaltending dope.
Maybe that's an episode we need to do. We need to build a if Russia was here roster.
Like, it's like Russia. Like, Russia would be insane.
They'd probably
Russia
win.
would be gold medal. They're gold medal favorites, because that team is stacked. They have Ovechkin playing like potentially third line, like Demidov. They are so talented, Russia.
The only problem we would have building a team Russia is we don't know all the KHL players.
Well, we could build an NHL team Russia, and we could be close enough.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Most of the team would be NHL players, probably.
No, Russia usually goes 50-50.
Yeah.
Like, I was very surprised Sweden brought no one from the Swedish Elite League.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
not.
But speaking
all
of
their
a
big
Swede,
talent is here.
Speaking of a Swede, Willie, the one finger wonder,
my boy.
Here is
look
his
at the call of Joshua in the background.
Joshua just looks like, why am I here?
Yeah, I know.
Only love for Leafs Nation. Sorry about my moment of frustration. Say I didn't mean to upset anyone. Looking forward to being back on the ice and not in the stands.
Love you, Willie. I still love Willie.
Lane, what have you been hearing on the rumor mill? Is it looking like a fine for Nylander? Are we thinking the $5,000 fine?
Well, Chris Johnson did. I don't know if you have my comment there, but Chris Johnson did say that he's possibly facing fine or suspension for it.
Suspension?
Yeah.
That's not worth a suspension.
Comparison to me when Andrew Ference in Boston gave the finger to the Montreal fans in the playoffs, and when he did it, he got a $5,000 fine. So I think it should be the same.
Yeah, the only difference is he did it to broadcast camera, which is a lot worse. So he didn't just flip off a fan, Dan. He didn't just flip off a fan. He flipped off 300,000 to 400,000 people.
So did Nylander. So did Ference.
Ference didn't do it to camera.
Yeah, he did.
Not directly.
He did. Why after he scored the goal?
No, we didn't. Dan, it's not the same as when the camera's
It's all over
you.
the internet.
I understand. Dan, can I finish, Dan?
No, because you're wrong.
Just like I was wrong about Lane Hudson. The William Nylander situation is worse because he was doing it to camera strictly. He looked at the camera, saw he was on television. At the shot was on the press boxes. Remember, they have a TV in the press box, and decided to flip them Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the issue. Do I think he should lose games over it? No, I don't. I think he should pay a fine. And actually, I have a take about fines. I think they should be charitable donations and not just fines to the league.
I think we are charitable donations.
Well, a $5,000 fine is not going to deter anyone. Remember when Ovechkin speared Marchand in the balls and said if he was only costing $5,000, he would have done it years ago?
Funny little thing about Morgan Wiley, when he gets a $5,000 fine every time he uses the rainbow tape on his stick, and when he does, applied. When he does, he
fined for that.
Yeah,
you do in the NHL now. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, he actually doubles.
It's part of their. It's a part of the NHL thing where they've suspended. So I want to say this quickly.
Oh, but they do have Pride Nights.
Sorry, Dan. I'm sorry, Dan. But they don't allow you to do it even military tape. You're not allowed to do camouflage tape. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff. Like any of those nights, you're not allowed
to just had a night the other night. The Capitals
it's just
did.
Pride. It's just the Pride night that gets really amplified because of the
political climate
in the United States.
But they just had the other night.
Yeah, but Lane, they do.
Yeah, but they still have the nights.
They don't do. Do you? Okay, Prime example. You know in the CFL how they have like the indigenous jerseys?
Yeah.
Adam's so sick of the Caesars running away. But
it's true, I am.
You know when they do the indigenous jerseys that they auction off for charity, right? For all those team nights. The NHL does not do that anymore because too many people were complaining about the pride jerseys. I know
it started with
it was a bunch of political nonsense. I don't want to get into the political
It started with Stahl and Reimer. I know that.
Yeah, like what was funniest was Stahl saying he never wore a Pride jersey before, but there was literally video evidence of him wearing a Pride jersey in the past. I
get all that, but I know that the teams still have Pride. Like they still.
Hello, Wick.
Oh my gosh, it's like hello.
Definitely give a follow Hamilton Sports Central, another great podcast channel we work with.
The Capitals just had a Pride night where they all wore stick tape, except for Ovi because he refused to do it,
and every player will be fined.
But they had a Pride night.
Doesn't matter. Every player will be fined.
For it.
That's stupid.
You can't do it.
I know, but it's true.
Adam.
Thank you, Rick.
But I was just going to say quickly of Morgan Wiley. When Morgan Wiley gets the fine, he doubles it and he matches it via donation. So if he gets a $5,000 fine, he makes it $10,000. So good credit.
Of course he does. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Morgan Riley's such a gem. He just is having a bad year, but he's a great guy.
Like him. Like if you ever watch,
we're talking about.
There's always tons of pictures of Mo there at the Toronto Pride festival. Him and Dubas went to like all the time when
same him and Burke.
Well, don't forget Morgan Wiley's wife, Versa Chichi, I think her name is.
Tessa Virtue.
Tessa Virtue.
Tessa Virtue. Thank you. So I got mixed up. She's a figure skater, right? So
figure, not finger.
Yeah, figure skater.
Figure.
That's what I said. He's a figure skater.
Figure.
I know, figure skater.
Okay, fine.
That's what I'm saying. Figure skater. I think you're hearing me wrong. I'm saying it right.
No, I know they're just making funny. They're making fun of you, Dan.
I know they are.
It just doesn't sound like it.
I know. I'm almost saying the word figure, but as Troy says, a figure skater.
Okay, continue.
Sorry.
Eager.
Yeah, but but yeah, let's go back to Wick's comment. That's exactly what we were talking about with Nylander's I'm getting words mixed up. Finger, because we were talking about Morgan Wiley. I brought up the point of Morgan Wiley gets fined when he uses different hockey tape to support different charities, right? And I think Nylander should get a fine. I love the guy. By comparing to when Andrew Ference gave the finger to the Montreal fans when he scored the goal in Montreal, and that was on a live broadcast camera. Regardless, Jacob says it's not. It was.
That's not what I'm saying.
You know, so I think he got a $5,000 fine, and I think Nylander should get the same $5,000 fine. And we were saying that the fines should be donated to charity, and the fines are donated to different charities.
But I don't think 5,000 is enough if the guy's making 12. You know what I would love? Do you know in the UK how your speeding ticket
That's Finland they do that.
No. Where, sorry?
Finland.
Okay, Finland, as Patrick would say. So in Finland, your speeding tickets fine goes by how much income you earn per year. So I would love if the NHL, it will never pass by the NHLPA, but I would love to see if like Kaprizov and I don't know, Lane Hudson maybe shouldn't be paying the same fine when Kaprizov makes $17 million and Lane Hudson makes $950,000.
Next year he'll be making a lot.
Mind you, I'm not going to come on here like Puka Nakua. Well, I can't afford my rent. We're making clear just under $500,000. I'm so sick of narratives like that. I'm not going to lie. I was so happy the Rams lost just because I can't stand Puka Nakua. Like,
fair enough.
And I'm going to say this too, and I don't mean to get on my like virtue single high horse here, but just think before you speak. If you're making millions of dollars, meanwhile there are homeless war veterans sleeping on a park bench.
Making millions of dollars.
Dan, fine, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Plus he has sponsorship deals.
Yeah, okay.
So he makes guarantee you he makes plus all the playoff bonuses, he's going to make over $1 million. Okay. So maybe when you're making that kind of money, don't whine. Instead, be grateful you're making it when we have an all-time high in homelessness. We have an all-time high in poverty. Meanwhile, you're out here whining that it's the same thing with all that Angel Reese in the WNBA. And I know the WNBA players don't make nearly the same amount of money, but she's still making more money than a lot of average citizens in America, right? So I think that's just more my take on it, and that's what really put me off on a guy like Puka Nacua, who's a phenomenal player.
He makes $4 million a year. How's that not enough to pay your rent money?
Thank you, Lane.
Taxes.
Okay, even with taxes, guys, even if let's say the taxes cut it in half to $2 million.
He even gets more because he's got a $245,000 signing bonus and $245,000 guaranteed. So he actually makes $5.826 million.
You can afford an apartment on that.
Unless you're doing like something you shouldn't be
doing. Guys, I can afford a house and I make a lot less than
It's
that.
been mentioned in the comments. How long will it take for Jacob to notice?
I know I see it, but I know Adam's going to get mad. Dan's going to cry. Lane's going to be happy about the news. Here we go. Yes, Tim White was officially released. Lane's arch nemesis.
That's right.
Tim White is no longer a Hamilton Tiger Cat. And my theory on this is they are going to use the money they were going to pay Tim White, and they are going to make AJ Ouellette the second highest paid running back in the CFL.
Wow.
Because give that Hamilton Ticats team a strong running game, I think they're a Grey Cup contender.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's what they were missing in that game against Montreal.
Right.
And AJ Ouellette is the best running back available.
Right.
By far, in my opinion. Like, there are good running backs available, but I think AJ Ouellette is by far the best.
Oh, I love the guy, yeah.
Adam, you look like that meme that just, like, heard the same joke 1,000 times that's just fed up with life.
I'm just looking at my phone.
You're like,
don't worry about
it. Whatever you saw on your phone, bro, it gets better, okay?
Nothing gets better. It's all
and everybody hurts sometimes.
No, it's like, we were talking about Tim White earlier today, and I know Lane gets frustrated. I don't blame him. Tim White drops a lot of balls in key situations. But then you look at his stats, he gets over 1,000 yards every year consistently.
I know, but what's frustrating is he does good, but then he's one of those guys in the moment when you really need him, he always fumbles the ball.
So 225
for White, 210 from sales and 248 from salary increase, 600,000 to 700,000 on some players. So Hamilton's going to have some cap. Plus, remember the salary cap is going up approximately 200,000. I don't remember the exact number.
Who's Sales?
Marcus Sales. He was one of your linebackers.
Oh,
very good. Good player. That's why I think they may be going for McManus.
Yeah, Sales is a great player. Yeah,
the bigger surprise to me, though, of anyone being released was the BC Lions releasing Micah Alway. I think that guy's a beast.
What a shocker!
If the Argos don't keep McManus, I'd love to see them bring in Micah Alway.
Oh, they gotta keep.
Like if I'm saying, I'd rather them keep McManus, but if you're not going to keep McManus, yeah,
Jacob, don't put that voodoo into the air. That bad juju. Don't put the bad juju about McManus into the air. Jacob.
Okay, see, I'm still learning play. I know I didn't even know. I probably couldn't even have named 5 players last year before coming on the LSS. I probably couldn't have. Now I think I can name.
Thank you. It's going up 248,000. So the point perspective in the CFL,
you get a couple good players.
Or that's like a tier 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's encouraging that the cap hadn't gone up in the CFL for good 7-8 years. And now it's gone up 2 years in a row. That's a positive, right? The revenue sharing, which other leagues use the same model, is great, right? 100%. CFL saw an over 4% increase in revenue last year. That's awesome. Huge, right? Yeah. So
means in White Jackson.
Apparently, Adam, you are being called out here in the chat again.
He was talking to me,
and he said Adam too.
Oh, but he's calling.
Yeah, because I don't know a lot.
At the same time.
It's true. It's true. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a lot of players by name.
Well, you're going to learn.
It's not true.
Well, yeah, that's great.
It's not true.
Exactly. So we do have the decks. It's all about learning opportunities.
But no, we definitely will have to do closer to the tampering window. We'll definitely be breaking down CFL free agency much more extensively because CFL free agency is crazy time of year.
Yeah, Wick at Hamilton Sports Central does so much research into this. So thank you for all of that. You do a great job of all that stuff.
But how do you guys feel about Nylander? Is he going to get suspended? Is he going to get fined? Are they going to just go, don't do it again? Leaf fans don't seem to care, by the way. Like on social media,
have a history.
Leaf fans don't care. Like I'm reading comments.
A game or two.
If it's
I don't really care. It's bad. I don't like that he did it. I love that he.
George Parris will suspend him. Watch,
but it's not great.
It'll be
for him to have done. If he gets a fine, he gets a fine. If he gets suspended, he gets suspended.
I don't think
I could care less what happens. I don't like that he did it. But I don't really care how he gets punished. No, okay, so you guys can give us Hudson then. we'll take Hudson for Nylander. Thank you very much. That's the deal.
I'm curious then, Habs fans. Would you trade Lane Hudson for William Nylander?
It's
and Leaf fans, would you trade Lane Hudson for
I don't think Montreal would do that.
Well, it won't happen because Nylander has a no move. But I'm just saying, would you make the trade?
I wouldn't trade Nylander.
Not even for Lane Hudson?
I love Lane Hudson, but no, I wouldn't trade Nylander.
Zero chance from a Habs fan.
No, there's no way.
I think Leafs would be. Well,
I have a funny Gasso Asvo.
Oh, is it about your weenus?
I think Nylander gave the finger to be a good team player because by him giving the finger, everyone's talking about his finger instead of how bad the Maple Leafs were tonight on the ice. Gasso
ass. Everybody's still talking about how bad they performed.
I'm actually going to say gas because all I'm seeing on social media is that William Nylander has a middle finger. No one seems to care that they got completely destroyed in the first period and lost the game before the puck dropped. It's all like, William Nylander has a finger.
Maybe he was saying hi on Marner.
Lane, what's
better to do it
in the middle. I don't know what. Everyone.
Why don't you just meet me in the middle?
We have an ass in the comments.
We do have an ass in the. You're not an ass in general. We don't mean that.
No, definitely.
Although we do have some asses in comment sections before, not tonight, but we get some interesting TikTok comments. I will say that.
Yeah.
Apparently,
and I'm not on TikTok, so I can't see them.
And we had another show where people just made fun of Sam and I, and then said Adam was very handsome. So Adam has a crush.
That made me feel good.
Adam, there was someone fawning over you.
I don't swing to that side of the fence. I don't swing to that side of the fence, but no offense taken.
Spade.
Oh yeah, Willie, still love him.
But no, I think the Leafs
Willie
just reload.
Hopefully that's a great one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
New nickname, Willie the Chili.
That's a good one. I like it.
I think Nylander will get a fine, though. I don't think he'll get suspended. If he gets suspended, at most, it's one game because it was directly to a broadcast camera.
And he doesn't have the history.
Doesn't matter.
He's never been suspended
in the past. Of what?
He's never
history of putting up a middle finger?
No, but I'm just saying, Adam, let's say if it was like, I love the guy.
Jacob, you know more about that.
Tom Wilson did this, right? He has a history of getting suspended and fined before.
Yeah.
Then again, Brad Marchand literally licks people and doesn't get suspended, so I can't figure it out.
Right, if Brad Marchand did this, prime example, right? If Brad Marchand did this, he would have got a 5-game suspension.
No, he wouldn't. He would have got a fine.
History, too, right?
Because the league loves Brad Marchand.
Jacob, I want your true opinion. Because let's just say this happened where you work, and it's not at a GameStop, but let's just say how much trouble would you get for showing that on air?
Am I going to get in trouble? Not at all. It's not the broadcast's fault.
But would you get like a warning from wherever? No,
because it's not my fault. For example, if I have people drop F-bombs during my broadcast, I get frustrated because then I got to go back and cut it out and reset and send it back to master control. Total pain in the ass. But it's not my fault, right? I can't control in a live environment. You can't control what people say and do. Now, if I left that in on a pre-recorded show and just was too lazy to edit it out, then I would get in trouble. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to know.
For live, no, the broadcast won't get in trouble. because you can't control Nylander being an idiot. Like, guys, Sean Avery used to play in the NHL. You can't control what happens. I was watching Sean Avery interview clips the other day, and I still think my favorite.
Sean Avery is such an interesting human being.
He really is.
He was such an
Interesting
ass
to
when
play,
he
way to
played.
put it.
But like, he's just such an ass. But he's such a.
I can't.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but he is such he's a big advocate for heated rivalry, like the show.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to me because of how much of an ass he was as a player. Like he was such a jackass. And he's just an ally to heated rivalry. It's so confusing to me of like the flip of like his like of who he is now. It's very weird.
Also, interesting fact I just seen on Twitter: there'll be no Canadian players in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, interesting.
I think there was one last.
Yeah, it has been one in the last couple of years.
Not this year.
Luke Wilson won the Super Bowl 2014.
We don't talk about that.
I know. I'm just saying he did.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's a nice guy. If I ever meet him,
Seems
I'll
like
take
a
him
nice
out for
guy.
donuts. Not for sushi.
Kind
I
of
don't
annoying
like
at
sushi.
times, but
Yeah.
he seems all right.
Lane, since you're a Thai Cat fan, does that mean you have to like sushi?
Oh, I actually tried sushi. It wasn't too bad.
There you go.
Adam, do you like sushi?
Never tried it. Looks disgusting.
I don't think you'd
Wouldn't-
like sushi, considering you
Never
don't even like
tried it.
mustard.
What?
Actually, not
Okay,
that bad.
Why are you don't put this information on this?
Wait. Adam, have you ever been at a Christmas like party with your family and had one of those like appetizer raw shrimps?
Never. No.
Lot.
I got a lot in Cokeville. Oh shoot! I shouldn't have said it like that.
That's
I didn't say
okay.
his nickname.
So you
Oh,
never ate a raw piece of shrimp.
Cokeville.
You've never had a raw piece of shrimp with that little sauce?
It's raw.
Like shrimp looks and smells disgusting. I would never have shrimp either.
Okay. I was gonna say, 'cause technically, if you ate a raw piece of shrimp, that's technically sushi in a way.
We didn't get too much snow in the Hammer as of yet. Now we could get it overnight. I'm curious. I know you're up in the woods.
Not as
in
much snow
Novan-
as the Sioux.
I know you're up in the
This
woods.
time I
in-
mentioned it.
Yeah, I know. I know you're up in the woods in Northern Quebec. How much snow did you get up there in the woods?
Who's in Quebec?
Yeah.
Oh. Just wonder.
Harvey.
Oh, it's the comment now.
Yeah, there's the
Apparently
decent-
Burlington got hit. My mom said she's been up to shovel 12 times. Apparently
That's
Burlington
why I have a
Burlington
got
truck.
got
So I
a
don't have a
couple
chance to
times.
shovel again.
My mom has had to shovel like 3 or 4 times now. And no, I have
not
gone
much,
out
but it was
to-
minus.
to help
So that's
her.
the thing. So
Minus
sometimes-
30.
when
I am
it
a
gets
bad
that
son.
cold, sometimes it can't snow.
Right.
But this
Really?
is on social media.
Wait,
But-
Jacob, did you hear what I said? I said my
This is-
mom's been out a couple of times to shovel, and yes, I am a bad son for not going to go and help her.
I was just going to say, why are you shoveling?
Here's
Will?
about the snow we
Okay,
got in like
trust
this is
me.
Halton Hills.
I feel really bad, okay?
Here's some Halton Hills snow. This was as of 5 hours
Oh my
ago.
Gosh.
So a decent amount, nothing crazy, but about
Oh, dude,
20
that's
centimeters
crazy.
in parts of Halton
That's
Hills.
that like what,
insane.
And we'll we got about 10. So not
See,
too
I'm a good son because I got my mom a great deal on the Santa Fe for locking dips. So we
I
don't
thought
have
you
to
were about to say because you shovel. I'm like, the
That's-
only time you pick up a shovel is if it's in the way of the front door so you can get out.
How many feet of snow
That's,
would
that
that
way
be?
we don't have a shovel again. That's why I
Hey,
bought a
I do
Tahoe
go
because
out
I'm
and
like, I don't
shovel,
want to
just
shovel
didn't do it
again.
today. I'm doing it tomorrow. If there is any left, I have to shovel. But I already do feel bad enough. I don't need to hear it from
Well,
anybody
I
else.
don't want to shovel again.
Adam, you know what you earned today?
No, not a boon.
More comments. Southern
Texas
states been
got
hit
hit really
hard.
bad.
Yeah, it's the southern
Oh,
and
they
Toronto got
did.
hit really
Wow.
hard actually.
They did.
Dan, you were
Toronto
saying
got
your
hit.
buddy in Mississauga got how much snow today?
Yeah, so me and
From me in
Toronto,
Toronto.
a great social media channel that we're going to possibly do work with in the future. He's been on the show commenting and stuff in the past. He's got a camera in his backyard and shows all the snow on the patio equipment. And over the past few hours now, he's got about 60 centimeters of snow.
Holy
So-
moly.
For our American viewers, that's about 2
Holy
feet.
guacamole. Holy
That's 2 feet
guacamole.
of snow.
guacamole.
Because we did have we did have a viewer from Philadelphia on our earlier shows. I don't know if he's still here, but that's about 2 feet of snow.
He's not here. He's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean on the desk, right?
Nice, Jacob.
Yeah, no, down in the Hammer here, we're lucky, and well, we're not lucky to be in Hamilton, but the good thing about Hamilton is you're in this pocket between Toronto gets a lot and Niagara gets a lot, and up in Hamilton, not too much snow.
Actually, this has been a hard winter for Hamilton. It still
has been. Yeah, Hamilton's a great city, though. The view on the Cliff of the Mountain's pretty cool.
Like, just to show you guys, because now I don't know why we're talking. We got talking.
Yeah, because Jacob complains all the time about there being no snow, and then the one time we get hit with a
why
lot
does he
of
complain
snow
about
here,
that?
No,
I don't complain.
Jacob complains about no snow. He complains
I don't
about
complain.
he complains about us complaining about having, like, whenever it's cold out, he's like, oh, it's not as cold as it was in the Sioux.
That sounds like
snow as it gets in the Sioux. And I'm like, the one time we get a lot of snow up here is the one and then the one place the place that Jacob happens to live in, he doesn't get a lot of snow. Everywhere else.
Okay, guys.
Except for Hamilton.
So I'm gonna save an image, okay? And I'm gonna import it. Are you guys excited?
No.
And then we gotta get to a comment. If we don't get to the comments, Dan's gonna cry.
It's true. He will.
So
breaks down into tears every time.
So this is the snow from my colleague.
Oh, and my goodness.
Guys, this was a day after Halloween.
Oh my god.
In Sault Ste. Marie.
Jeez Louise.
This is why I say when everyone complains about the winter here and everyone goes on, it's really, really, really bad. And then I say,
it's not true.
Because you compare it to this. To put in perspective, they get so much snow in northern Ontario, and I know northern Quebec's actually worse. They literally have to cut down the snowbanks and take the snow to the dump to then set it on fire to melt it, so they can make room for more snowbanks. Because if they left it, the snowbanks would be a good 30, 40 feet tall. And I'm not over exaggerating.
No, you're not. No. Exactly.
But now back to the comment section we go. What do you guys think of the Sens running over Vegas? I love it.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Makes me feel even more angry about Toronto.
Oh. Go cry to someone who cares.
It's true, though.
Look, I'm always happy to see. It's nice for Ottawa too. Ottawa's been struggling this year. Almar was on the bench, so nice to see Almar's back with the team. Hopefully, his mental health is improving and he's going to be able to play some games again for Ottawa.
Oh, I hope he's okay. I feel so
even
bad
as a Leaf fan. I think we have to remember there's people who wear the jerseys. It's not the android sent by CyberLife.
Yeah,
and feels like it is sometimes.
It does, but I think we have to remember they are people. But yeah, Vegas is one of those weird teams. I think Vegas is very similar to Toronto. They either dummy teams or get dummied.
Yeah, literally.
I don't see Vegas winning a cup this year. And we had 2 massive storms in early November this year. Wow. It is weird when early November, we had a green Christmas, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
We had a green Christmas.
Sort of, yeah. Basically.
And then now
the next day it snowed.
Yeah. But what I mean is it's crazy to think by late December we had nothing. Usually by now the snow's pretty much gone around here.
Yeah, literally.
I'm usually getting my Grand Prix ready to drive in the summer again. Right.
That's right.
But
that's right.
But no, you know what? Besides the Vegas game, there were a couple games on today.
Oh, actually, thriller with Anaheim and Calgary went into overtime, but Anaheim did end up getting the victory 4-3. My boy, Adam Klappa. I love this guy. I would love the Leafs to get him. But anyway, Adam Klappa got assists tonight for Calgary.
Very odd game for Calgary. Dustin Wolf not having a great night. Dustin Wolf's usually but I will say though, Zach Whitecloud's looking good in Calgary so far.
Yeah, 100% he is.
I think that trade's going to go really well for Calgary in the future. We also saw the Panthers dummy the Blackhawks 5-1. Sorry, David.
And
the Penguins
Anderson got his first goal of a Vegas score tonight. That 7-1 loss.
The Penguins beat the Canucks 3-2.
Yeah.
Kraken beat the Devils 4-2. A decent amount of NHL games today, considering most people didn't care about hockey today. And yeah, the Ducks beat the Flames 4-3 in overtime. I will say this about the Calgary Flames. They are the weirdest bad team because I actually don't think they play bad. They just don't have enough skill. When I watch Calgary's games, they play hard, they forecheck, they outwork teams. Like even tonight, like they got 35 shots on Anaheim versus Anaheim's 21. I just think they need a little more talent. And unfortunately, with guys like Kadri kind of aging out of there, you're going to see guys like Kadri and maybe even Uyghur being moved by the deadline. And it'll be interesting to see what they can get for guys like Nazem Kadri or how much contract they're willing to eat to trade Jonathan Huberdeau.
Just some news too. There was a comment on today's episode we didn't get to, unfortunately, because we were flooded with comments about the NBA and the Raptors. The Raptors had a huge game tonight facing Hamilton local superstar SGA, and the Raptors barely beat them 103-101. Close game, but they did win. The Detroit Pistons beat the Kings kind of 139-116. The Warriors beat the Timberwolves 111-85. The Heat beat the Sun. Boy, that's a couple of nice teams in a snowstorm, 111-102. Pelicans beat the Spurs 104-95. Now I know what a Pelican is. And the Clippers beat the Nets 126-89. But kind of big news, the NBA, I'm guessing because of the snowstorm, but the Grizzlies and the Nuggets and the Bucks and the Mavericks got postponed tonight. The games got canceled. And we're kind of seeing that up here in Toronto with the weather. There's already a bunch of things coming in that businesses and different things, different services will not be going tomorrow.
Boston's already canceled in Toronto for tomorrow. So if you got little kiddos, don't get them up early.
Right.
And
Toronto, all in the Halton region.
Toronto also canceled the free practice.
I hope it's postponed because a lot of kids
says canceled, so hopefully they changed it to a different day.
There's going to be some wrestlers there as WWE's in Toronto tomorrow.
Oh, cool! I wonder if I'll still go.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. You gotta for actually. I know this just because I watch a lot of wrestling. They set up. They get they're pretty good with getting all their talent in like way ahead of time because they have a week.
Okay, yeah.
So they all get to Canada like they pay for their hotels like 5 days in advance. They set up their the production's already set up the whole stage.
Oh yeah, it's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing. So they set it up like a week in advance almost.
And in the comment section, we're not political, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Canadians are not very happy with some things that are going across the border at the moment, and we'll kind of just leave it at that.
No, but we
talk about that.
We're talking about that. You look at the World Cup of Soccer, for example, right? Tickets in Canada are up for sale of over $2,500 a pop, and there are some tickets in America that they can't even sell. Like there's all these empty seats, and you know.
So since you mentioned the World Cup, I do want to say there is talk that that German Football Federation, there's been calls from team owners within the German Football Federation of potentially boycotting the World Cup in Germany. They don't want to come here. They don't want to travel over here. There's the potential because of everything that's happening down there. There is
100%.
At least a couple of people who are calling on the German Football Federation to not go at all. Just straight up not go, which would be a disaster. If more than just Germany don't go, that could be an absolute disaster for FIFA. Absolutely.
100%. Right?
Especially Germany. They won the World Cup 12 years ago. Like it's been a while since they won it, but like they are a world-class team, and with like it could be a bad situation if more than just Germany decide not to go at all. But I doubt it would be more than just like if they. I doubt they would do it at this point, especially with the World Cup coming so soon. But it will be interesting to see over the next couple of weeks what happens. If it's going to happen, it would probably be happening sooner rather than later. If the boycotts to happen.
Well, for sure. I mean, people used to argue with me because even before all this happened, I'm a big fan of politics. I've always been into the political game. And I argue with people, politics affect everything. When I was in the car business, I told people, oh, it depends on guess who elected. If like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. And it's the same with sports now. We're seeing the World Cup of soccer getting affected. We saw the World Cup of hockey and the juniors get heavily affected this year, being hosted in Minnesota. It's going to be really interesting with the Olympics coming up in less than 2 weeks now. With the Olympics, what's going to happen with y'all? People are saying if Russia is being banned from the Olympics, America should be banned too. We haven't seen anything official happen yet, but we've heard that mumbling happening.
America's not getting banned from the Olympics. That's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but still, people are talking about it.
That's not happening. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. Talk about the World Cup of soccer, and same with the even the NFL. We used to see a lot of Canadians fly down for the Super Bowl. Will we see that again? I don't know. Used to see a lot of Canadians fly down from Seattle to support the Seahawks. Now the Seahawks are still a sellout, obviously, but were they all Canadian fans? I don't know. Buffalo said their attendance got affected this year. They saw about a 15% drop, but yeah, money rules everything today, 100%.
But do you know something interesting? Did you know we have a meteorologist today with us?
We do.
Oh, really? Who's the
Lane
meteorologist?
wants to share the weather.
Well, ignore this arrow, but this is yeah. So yeah, we've had right.
Amazing.
So we've had the win. We're in the second winter here because you had your winter originally, then you had that Christmas, which was full spring. Now we're in that second winter. Then we're going to get to that spring where it's going to get nice for like a week. Then we're going to have that third winter, which will be coming up in probably like late February, early March. Then we'll have all that mud for like a month. Then we'll get spring, then summer, then that fall where we think it's fall. Then it gets hot again and goes to plus 40 again. And then it goes to flat. Literally, that's how our seasons go. This is literally Canada in a nutshell. We're in the
Canada.
We're in that second
weird country.
We're in second winter right now. I would say we're in the second
Love
winter
Canada.
right now.
It's very weird.
I love Canada. Though.
I don't like this
Canada.
sometimes.
The first
yeah,
winter's
we'll
You know
always
what? We
any of
should
these
start
countries
this
do
show
quota
with the
FIFA, though.
Canadian national anthem. I think that's how we should start doing the show.
let me get
Canadian national anthem.
political.
Now we're getting political. The national anthem.
But it will be
real
interesting.
Canadian.
We will have more World Cup of soccer stuff coming up, especially with Adam, Dr. Birthday Boy, who's going to help us with that. Actually, Adam, me and Toronto wants to join you for some of that stuff, so that you two can bond. You can hold hands.
Okay.
Let us know too if you want us talking about the Olympics, because I've noticed in the past like month or so, few weeks, we're not getting as we're not getting as much hype in the Olympics. In fact, we normally did. We used to see a lot of hype for the Olympics right before Christmas and around Black Friday and all that. Before when Hudson's Bay was a Canadian fasten for the Olympics, they would always release with stuff before Black Friday and holiday season. Same with Roots. I got a question for you guys. Jacob might know because I just told him. But for Lane and Adam, do you know who is doing the Canadian fasten for the Olympics this year?
Roots?
Lululemon?
Adam got it with Lululemon. You're right. But a lot of people don't even know that, right? So I
would have
think
guessed Roots.
it was Roots.
Lululemon.
Roots was like 2014. Hudson's Bay was 20. Actually, no, sorry. Canadian Tire and Marks was 20.
I'll start with you.
Canadians are really into that, like that Lululemon fashion sense. Apparently,
Guys, can I say the main problem?
No,
or the reason why we're not
can't say
seeing
the main
Team Canada
problem.
swag this year?
No,
Because the
you can't say
jerseys
it.
suck.
I'm not talking just hockey. I'm talking about.
No, but Dan, let's
Jerseys
be
aren't that
honest.
bad.
Let's be honest, and this is no disrespect to the other sports in the Olympics. Hockey is the one that the most of the country cares about the most. I think that's a fair statement. The Four Nations jerseys look beautiful.
I'm curious how the curling's going to go.
They looked amazing. They made me excited. Take that as you will. The jerseys this year look like crap. They look like they went to a high school designer and said, make me a jersey for your internship. And that's what they came up with.
See, I like it.
And it's not, and by the way, it's nothing political, because I know people say it's political because the jersey's black, which is whatever. It's more the fact that I just don't like, to me, it just looks cheap. To me, the design
I don't think it looks that bad.
I like it.
Fabric.
I thought the away jersey was.
I'm into my fast and take that as you will.
Dan, do you have a fabric fetish?
Yes.
Oh!
Okay, it's gone to 2 hours, and now it's going to start to get weird.
Bombshell at the desk.
Now it's going to start to get weird.
But no, like, I just think the new jerseys look cheap. Like, you compare them to the Four Nation jersey. I thought the Four Nation jersey looked great. Why not just reuse the Four Nation jersey again, even? I would have preferred that. I do agree with Adam. The away jersey looks fine. The home jersey looks cheap.
I think both look fine.
I like them.
I think but the home one, like the Canadian crest.
What about Wilson one?
It looks like it's just like on there with a staple gun. Like, it just looks cheap. You compare it to like the new.
Wouldn't it be the same thing with the away? Wouldn't it be the same thing with the away then?
I don't know why. To me, the away doesn't look as bad. I'm just not a fan of them.
What I was trying to say, getting to my point, is if you guys want us to talk about the Olympics, let us know, because in my opinion, I don't think enough people are talking about it. Maybe once the Olympics
I got the jerseys here.
Some more attention, but if you want us to talk about the Olympics, let us know. I think
that looks so cheap.
I don't know. They look fine to me.
This looks like
I love the
no. This is literally the meme. I want a Canadian jersey. We have a Canadian jersey at home, and this is the Canadian jersey at home. It looks cheap.
The Nike logo looks off.
The whole thing looks cheap. Even the away jerseys. I take back what I say about the away jerseys. It's just ugly.
I like it.
Like early, like morning, basically like morning and like early afternoon.
Maybe we'll try to do more recap days of the Olympics.
Yeah, I know it won't be live. No, we all have like work and different.
The Olympic,
things, so
the gold
medal game 3 in the morning stream. Sure, let's go.
The gold medal game is on at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Let's do it.
It's gonna just be drunk. Everybody in Canada is gonna be drunk before 10 a.m. before like noon.
Yeah, literally.
Like so many people are gonna be drunk before
4 in the morning streams. Hello, wake up.
You won't be on that early. Like, I don't think games will be on that early.
You never know in Italy.
Yeah, it's a completely different time factor.
It's going to be like a preliminary game against Kazakhstan at 3:30 in the morning. Let's go.
I'm not getting up for 3:30.
I'll still be up
in the morning.
I'll just live on stream. I was like, we're going live at 3:30 in the morning.
Lane, you already live on stream.
I know I don't have to pay rent. Jacob pays the rent for me. I don't have to pay him back. Jacob's the greatest tenant ever. He pays the rent and says, I can live here. I don't have to pay for the fees. It's great. I can move all my stuff. It's a nice website there. I get to have all my friends and family over, and it's great. It's great. I love StreamYard. I would never leave it because it would never leave me.
The StreamYard duck. We have that somewhere.
What I wanted to bring up, and there we go.
He ran away.
There's the Four Nation.
Yeah, this looks so much nicer.
This looks so much cleaner.
It's a 6 jersey. I do like it.
Lane, can you bring up the other one again?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You should be. I'm going to cry.
I know.
I need a crying sound effect.
Fly me a river.
All I have is like... Okay, so... Hold on. Hold on. So this is the Four Nation. That's the jersey now. Four Nation.
Yeah, Four Nation.
Jersey now. Four Nation. Jersey. This jersey looks so cheap.
Yeah.
I like it.
This looks like it was made by Temu.
I don't really care. I could care.
I do.
Cool. Congrats.
Thank you.
You.
Yeah, the Maple Leaf's too big. The Nike logo isn't proportioned. Wow, it's just
the Leaf doesn't even look right.
Are you guys?
It doesn't even look like a Maple Leaf.
It's Nike. Nike doesn't make good jerseys.
How's it going, Funfish?
Adam,
Adam,
you want to talk about the NBA earlier? I was just talking about 10 minutes ago how the Raptors beat SGGA by like 2 points. Very tight game.
Funfish, you're here too late. It's disappointing.
Oh, good, bud. Welcome back.
A late fine, $2 million paid for in total.
No, I just
in gold.
I'll be very curious to see
fine.
how many Olympic jerseys we actually see sold. Because I personally think they're really ugly.
If I had the money, I would buy one. I just don't know what player I would get. I guess
I'll buy all of them. I'll buy all
Dan,
of them.
I think you get Mitch Marner.
Yeah, no.
Me too.
Okay, I just think the Four Nation jersey looks so much cleaner.
That'd be the only jersey Dan can find.
Funfish, you should just retire.
Holy cow, you work late.
Or maybe he works early. We don't know where he lives.
Maybe do you move snow? Are you busy moving snow?
Oh my gosh, we need to play the late shift on stream.
What?
It's a really funny choice-based game. Well, it's not supposed to be funny, but you can make it funny by being a total idiot.
Okay.
What about the Super Seducer?
That's a great one too.
Oh, we're back
or
to
Mark Stone. Yes.
I'm not a big
fan of Mark Stone. Thank you.
Did you say you are a big fan of Mark Stone?
I'm not.
I like Mark Stone, yeah.
I'm not talking to you, Jacob. I'm talking to Dan.
Okay.
Not everything's about you, Jacob.
Well, he thinks it.
Jacob's gone. I made Jacob upset.
I like Mark Stone.
Retail.
Oh boy, yeah. People out shopping late, eh? Holy cow.
Well, Dan, you didn't even go get your free coffee yesterday.
Oh, why? I forgot. I keep winning the Timmy's pick thing. Well, I'm
Weird
not a
flex,
huge coffee
okay.
drinker.
I love
See, I liked it better last year to
doing
get
it?
French vanilla. I could get my fake coffee, right? But
Lane, you're mind reading.
What am I doing?
You're like Craig Berube when he calls a timeout.
yeah.
He's like, I want to be here.
Yeah, Adam, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you were around for that conversation, like technically yesterday now. But we were talking about when Berube called a timeout when the Leafs were down 2-0, and he literally just stood there and just went like,
I'm disappointed in you.
No, did you hear what they said on the broadcast? They were like, he's trying to be supportive and he's trying not to yell at them. He's trying to be more supportive instead of yelling. I'm like, he's not doing anything. He's not even talking to them.
He's
no, he yelled at Troy Stetcher. That's
he
the
should have
guy.
been yelling at Jake McCabe for his horrid turnover on one of the goals.
Yeah, McCabe had a bad night.
Yeah,
well,
wow, so surprised Jacob actually admitted that.
No, okay. I'm not saying Jake McCabe's the best defenseman ever touch ice. I'm just saying I think he should have been considered for Team USA. I don't think he gets enough recognition for how good defensively he is on a team that doesn't know how to play defense.
I agree with you, Jacob. I really do.
I mean, if Jordan Binghamton can make the Olympics because his team's bad, why can't Jake McCabe?
Yeah, exactly.
The coach needs to sit down with Nylander. Yeah, I mean, well, the coach just needs to not lift weights while on a skateboard because I don't know how else he could have did what he did to his head.
Do you really think that's what caused it? You think, like, I don't know, you got a bike.
We got stabbed in the head or something. What do you think happened? He dropped like probably a metal plate on his head.
I got one to the poor guy.
Do you think he got
still working? But wow. But yeah, we were talking about the Nylander situation earlier. I think it could be. I compare it to when Andrew Ference gave the Montreal Canadian fans the finger when he scored for Boston and Montreal in the playoffs, and he got a $5,000 fine. So I think that's what Nylander will get.
Probably.
A lot of drama, that's what sir.
I think he's going to get a 38-game suspension.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
And what I was saying, too, with the Nylander situation, I think Nylander did it to be a good teammate. I think he gave everyone the finger so that they would talk about his finger instead of how bad the team played tonight. And you look at social media, that's all they're talking about. So I think he did it to be helpful.
But interesting day in sports. But I think, do we have any interesting NHL games coming up on Monday?
Oh no, don't care. Oh, Oilers are playing in Prime on Prime.
Don't care. Oh yeah, that's why Oilers and Ducks.
So we have the Kings versus the Jackets, which the LA Kings are not in a playoff spot right now. Talk about another crazy.
Holy cow!
First one.
Bruins are playing the
first
Rangers.
One and it's not even close. It's
Mammoth
not even particularly close.
Versus Lightning. Islanders are looking for a bounce back versus the Flyers, and Oilers versus the Ducks. So
Wow.
Tuesday is when it gets interesting again because Toronto plays Buffalo, and that's a really big win for your really big game. Sorry for your playoff chances. Buffalo has 63 points. You have 57. That's a 4-point swing if you can find a way to win in regulation. So time will tell, right? But what's worse? Hall saying "F you" to the ref yesterday, or Nylander giving the middle finger?
First one, not even close.
Yeah, I would say the first one too, because the finger, like, at least it's not like verbal.
Actually, something we haven't really.
We're number one. Yeah, Monday NHL schedules are never great. Well, because they're usually worried about competing with Monday Night Football.
Something we haven't talked about on this episode yet is now we're talking about Nylander. The other controversy, not really controversy, because Seahawks won the game. But what was up with that penalty for taunting? I've never seen that.
Like that
what did he say? What did he say to the LA bench? That's what I want to know. What did he say? It was bad enough getting a penalty for taunting.
He said, "Good night to everyone. Sleep really nicely."
And then if he did that, how come when LA sacked Darnold and went in his face, why did he not get a penalty for taunting?
Not mind just that, he started gyrating. Usually when you gyrate, it's a penalty in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the CFL, you're not allowed to pretend to pee on the other team's logo. We learned that with Sean Lemon last year.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was weird. Yeah. But, hey,
so I want to know, what did you, does anyone know, like, Lane, you're good looking stuff up. Do you know, like, what he said?
No.
He said, I love you.
He said something clearly bad enough to get suspended.
Well, that's what I'm curious. Right?
Whoa, Adam, are you saying you think he's going to get suspended?
I think you mean penalty.
Oh, that's not what I meant to say.
Okay, I'm like, whoa.
I think you mean penalty.
No, what I meant to say, he got penalty. Like, it was enough for them to get.
Yeah, Sen's goaltending played well today. So it was his first NHL start.
Yeah.
At least Omar is close to being, like, game ready. And Reimer's been okay in 2 out of 3 games. Third game was pretty bad, but
so with Florida winning, Toronto losing, and Ottawa winning, Florida's ahead of Toronto by 2 points and played one last game, and Ottawa is only 2 points behind Toronto for the basement of the division.
I'm glad you can read, Dan.
Well.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I can read.
I'm very proud of you.
Cool.
Yay.
Again, guys, we're only at game 5. We still have 30 games left. 30 games is plenty of time. And then maybe
Ottawa's had 5 goalies shoot up for them this year.
Yeah, Sen's right on the Leafs' tail. They are. I mean, the East is so tight. Like, and like you look at the East, right? Even if the Rangers are the worst team in the East by far with 48. But besides of the Rangers, every other team in the East could legitimately make the playoffs.
Yeah, literally.
As much as I still don't think Ottawa will, like Ottawa mathematically could do it. They're only 7 points out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the East is so tight this year. I still can't believe what a downfall New Jersey took. Dan, you called it.
I did. I didn't think they were good enough to sustain that through the whole season. I want to say the Rangers are the only team in the East under 500. But, yeah, I went on about New Jersey, and I said a quarter way through the year, I said what they were doing was cute. And we never got to do a half-season wrap-up just because we got so busy here on the decks. But I guess, I'm guessing we'll do like a 3-quarter wrap-up during the Olympic break at some point.
Probably.
But, yeah, I never looked at it. I look at the Jersey's numbers quickly. If they don't have a single point-to-game player, practically they don't have a player over a +10 on their roster. Everyone on their roster is practically a minus. Jacob Markstrom's having a really struggle year. Jacob pointed out Jake Allen's having a great year in net, but for franchise goalie, Markstrom's not playing well. And
Jake Allen should be given the net.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I don't know. I just looked at it. I'm like, this a team with Selden Keefe just doesn't have it.
But to answer your question, Funfish, I think the East is balanced. Say. I think from the worst team to the best team in the East, there's not as big of a gap as like the West, where you have Colorado and everyone else.
Why exactly?
But Lane wants us to look at something.
Winnipeg's 4 games under 500. Isn't that crazy?
So this practice has actually been canceled now, Lane, actually.
No, now it's inside. That's what I was trying to get to.
So they canceled it.
No, they canceled it. This is actually, this is an old
moved it like
press
3
release.
days ago.
Oh,
That's like 3 or 4 days ago.
It says it's inside now.
No, they canceled it completely due to driving conditions.
Oh.
Yeah, boo. Like
I thought maybe they
kids
fixed it.
really look forward to that.
That's unfortunate. Never mind then. I thought
maybe like Dan, like the West, it's interesting. Like you have Colorado, Minnesota, and Dallas that are kind of leading the West, but the rest of the West, like you have out of the wild card, you probably have 5, maybe 6 teams fighting for 2 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like Utah and San Jose currently have them. I think LA, Seattle, Nashville, and Chicago realistically could maybe make a push.
Yeah.
The only other team, even though they're further down, would maybe be Winnipeg if they can just get their crap together, because I think they have the roster that can do it.
So you look at the West, Edmonton's the only Canadian team in the West to make the playoffs. That's sad.
Well, Canada can cheer for Celebrini and the Sharks.
Yeah.
There is another outdoor game coming soon,
the only team for Canada,
which I believe it's in Tampa. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I'm so sick and tired of all these outdoor games.
Yeah, those jerseys look horrible. Speaking of jerseys, oh my goodness.
Yeah, some of the jerseys are pretty bad.
These are bad.
The NHL wants to get rid of white jerseys because they say they don't sell.
Yeah.
You spill your ketchup on them, you can't get it out.
Wait, Adam, do you like ketchup?
No.
What sauce do you put on a burger?
I don't put a sauce on my burger.
You just eat it dry?
I eat it with like cheese and like lettuce and bacon.
Jacob,
I don't just have a burger.
Guys, I'm going to share an image, and this is not AI. Even though I swear, if you said make these 2 teams look like this, looks like AI, and these are real. This is real jerseys.
Okay,
this is not AI. What is this?
Like AI.
What?
Lane, maybe AI designed them either way.
I'm just saying, like,
look terrible.
You would think if I showed this picture, you'd be like, "Oh, it's AI." No,
it's the same people who made the Team Canada Olympic jersey.
What are these Tampa Bay jerseys?
TBL.
What is this?
I don't think they're that bad. Honestly, I don't think those Tampa Bay ones are that bad.
I think the Boston one's worse,
like the
actually.
TBL.
I actually think the Boston one's worse.
Yeah?
Yeah, by far. I think the Boston one's terrible.
It's the light blue on the blue, though. I'm just like,
I actually don't mind the Tampa one. I really don't like the Boston one. The Boston one makes me think like of urine.
Well, yellow is a color.
And that's a terrible bear.
Even Bistioff wouldn't be scared of that one.
These are one time. This is just Stadium Series jerseys.
Yeah.
Mayo and Frank's on a burger. Okay, David, I see you.
Frank's hot sauce. I put that bleep on everything.
But I would say on that bombshell, after hurting my eyes looking at those Bruins jerseys, it's time to end the show.
Yeah.
I do want to thank everyone for joining us at the Analyst Desk. We are joined by Dr. Birthday Boy.
Great comments and new viewers.
Also joined by Mr. Lane Dash and Dashko and Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo!
If you haven't already,
subscribe to our channel.
Follow us on social media, and then you can score a big win when you watch our content. We'll have a lot of laughs. But now we got to take the train out of here.
I told you that, fun fish.
You did.
You came too late.
I'm sorry. We've been on for almost 2.5 hours.
But you can rewatch it again on YouTube and our Facebook page. I haven't liked our Facebook page yet.
And we post lots of I post lots of shorts on our you could even argue with people on TikTok who says that like I'm too big to know anything about sports. So thanks very much everyone for watching us at the Analyst Desk. We will be back to a theater near you very, very soon. So follow us on social media, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for joining us where every day feels like game day. I'm sure we'll be back on Tuesday for a Leaf Post game show where we can cry more. So thank you very much. Have a great night, everyone.
Monday for Edmonton. Bye. Bye-bye.